everybody. Happy 4/26/26. What a day. What a day. All this news and all these updates and everything has been dropping. And of course, today we're going to be talking about Snyder and Bayverse. So you might be asking yourself, what is this all about? Well, that's what's incoming because with the way that things are shaping, turning, and how things are going on right now, it's interesting to see the state of what both sides of these companies are at right now. Seeing with Warner Brothers and seeing with Paramount, better off with Skydance, if you want to say. A lot of things are changing, and it's pretty awesome. It's pretty cool to see how all these things are taking place and how things are being right now repaired and restored right in front of us. We are being part of history, and this is why the shill media does not want this to happen. This is why you're seeing all of these cowards out there that don't want this to happen because they're scared. And they should be because good entertainment is making a comeback. And damn it, it's about damn time. This is what we want. This is what we've been asking for. And finally, a company that's actually going to take action and do good for the fans, customers, and consumers. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Free content. All you got to do is just hit the subscribe. So, today I do want to talk about a few things. Like I said, mainly just speculation, things like that. I am going to have an open panel, so anybody that wants to join, feel free, go for it. Because like I said, I want to give this spotlight to each and every one of you. Just keep it short. Let's not go over time, please. Have your microphones, your cameras ready. Have everything that has to do with your equipment before you actually come on board. Just for the time's sake, just for that, my friends, please just be ready and stuff with that. Like I said, we're going to be talking about DC. We're going to be talking about Transformers mainly, Paramount, WB, and everything that has to do with this acquisition and everything that's about to be a big takeover in this industry. I cannot wait to see what goodness awaits and everything that is going to be coming from all of this and everything that's in this industry. Great times to see how all these things are shaping up, and I'm excited to see everything that's going to be coming from this. Like I said, it's an open panel. Feel free to join. Whoever wants to join, while the time is available, go for it. If you want to get in line, wait in the queue and stuff like that. So I'll just try to bring everybody according and stuff like that. So just be patient with the person that's before you. Let them finish, and then we'll move on to the next person. So, like I said, let's just talk about this. Like I said, Paramount. All right, Paramount's about to make these changes, and thanks to one of my viewers yesterday, I did not know that Paramount is actually fast tracking the new Mummy movie. So the one that was supposed to come out in 2028, they're actually bringing it out for fall of 2027. So that's good. What does that have to do with anything? Plain and simple. If Paramount with Skydance are going back to a franchise that's been literally dead for over 15 years, I think it's over 20 years. If they're able to go back and bring, Brandon Fraser and all the cast that was in the old movies and they want to go with that, what is that telling you? That they want to go back to what was making the money. And with this acquisition with Warner Brothers, this also means that they're going to have to go back to what was making the money. That's with Zack Snyder, David Ayer, Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, Henry Cavill, Ray Fisher, Ezra Miller, Amber Heard, all the characters, Jared Leto, Margot Robbie, Will Smith, say what you want. But these actors and actresses are going to come back because, of course, money talks. It's good publicity for them. And this is that's what's going to make the money. Let's be honest. When you have these studios that are trying to avoid us and trying to do the opposite, it's already been proven. Look at the shape that these companies are at right now. If Warner Brothers would have just kept on going with everything that has to do with the Snyderverse, they wouldn't be in this situation, honestly. So that's what that is with that. So, Lieutenant, what's up? What's going on? Talk to us. How are you?
Hello again, CS. Yeah, I'm still skeptical about how possible it is for the Snyderverse to be restored at Paramount. When of course we have to also look at who's been donating the most amount of money and funds for Paramount to buy Warner Brothers, and whoever pays the highest has the most influence on the studio, right?
Right.
Yeah. So right now the Saudis only cover about a quarter of what Paramount is buying WP for, and the Orville company, the shareholder that's owned by David's father, Larry, he's paying the most of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, and yeah, and as much as I do love to see the Snyderverse restored, we still need to keep our eyes open for what comes up and try not to rush into things too quickly. But I am looking forward to seeing David get his head out of his ass and get the Bayverse back up and running before he's forced to sell the Transformers IP away because of him being distracted by much of everything that's been going on, as well as these shakeups.
Right, right. Everything's a shakeup right now. So, I mean, it's just part of the industry, I guess, So, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's why everything sucks because there's been too many shakeups going on at WP since I don't know 2014 or sometime before they sabotaged Superman 3 by ripping us off with garbage instead of giving us Brainiac. But the it's all because of our government getting involved with all these mergers and stuff.
right.
I mean, yeah, this is why, yeah, all these shakeups led nothing but to disaster, and that's another reason as to why folks are migrating to everything that's been coming out of the East, particularly China, Japan, and South Korea, to be exact.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get you. That's
Yeah,
understandable. Now let me
yeah.
ask you this question. What are you excited to see once the Bayverse is restored and it's back? What do you want to see as a fan? Because I know you like the Bayformers and stuff. You and me, we talked about it. And what do you want to see with the Snyderverse once it's back? Like what you as a fan want to see happen?
I want to see Shockwave come back, get brought back to life in the sequel to the Last Night movie, and I'd like to see Blitzwing in it too, and done properly as a triple changer. And I like to see more Autobot characters like Trailbreaker and stuff, or from G1 and not made up from scratch. Trust me, I've been a hardcore Bayverse fan since I've seen the trailer to the first movie, CS.
Hmm.
You are from Florida, right? Or are you from the Philippines or Brazil?
Florida, Florida.
Oh, good. Yeah. Also, I hope I don't interrupt, but I also got a Mega Man stream scheduled on June in the 17th. So if you're interested, I'll be glad to have you come aboard as well.
Nice, for sure, for sure. The 17, I'll mark it down to make sure I could be available.
Thank you. Now, as for the Bayverse, yeah, so at some point after the merger is done, David Ellis and his father need to get to work and have Bay proceed with the proceed with Transformers 6 and have it focused on where he was going to go before Bumblebee came into form as well. I mean, seriously, there's no reason to keep steering away and rebooting stuff. They just need
Hmm.
to continue where they left off, especially since Paramount leans conservative in Trump's favor. I mean, you even know that the mill of a well, you remember, yeah, just like that.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
And what about the Snyderverse? What do you want to see happen with that?
Well, before Darkseid, what I would like is for Zack to focus on making sure he is secured with bringing Brainiac, the real one, Viril Docs, onto the big screen. And this time he should feature Sasha Kaye with Henry Cavill there. And instead of probably casting someone expensive like Daniel Craig, they should look into casting Dave Bautista or even someone like Beyond, or well, someone who's tall as Cavill, like Dave Bautista, Marco Zoror, or anyone who is tall enough to on Cavill and not so expensive too, because budgeting is also part of the problem as to why WB's been choosing to go do the rehashes and stuff, and that's what's another reason why Gunn's movie flopped, because he gave us the same crap we've gotten out of the Donnerverse, and
Hmm.
we don't want rehashes. We want what hasn't been used in live action that's from the comics that's long overdue. And it's also part of the reason as to why I've been quiet most of the time when it comes to pushing for this movement, because I'm trying to maintain some of my sanity and stay focused on keeping my job and other things too while I'm here in Western New York.
Gotcha. That's understandable.
Yeah,
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on now that you bring up Brainiac? And we know originally Zach wanted to make Man of Steel 2, the real Man of Tomorrow, with Brainiac. Like now seeing what James Gunn is doing, trying to take that from what we were going to get. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm going to boycott this movie if he doesn't do Brainiac comic actually as a green alien invader from Kalu. because we don't want anything Smallville related, and we don't want anything Superman 3 related, or anything just plain AI program related,
Hmm.
because that is not good. Much,
Yeah.
yeah. Brainiac's not the only thing that's long overdue to be seen in the live action movie for Superman to fight. Also, outside of DC, you've got Legend of Zelda, which is coming out next year in live action, uh, even though it's under Sony and not Universal.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's true. I see your points. So you make some valid points and stuff, and it's understandable. It's always interesting to hear everybody's point of view and what they think of what's happening, what can happen. So we appreciate that.
Yeah,
All right,
thank
let me
you.
go to. Gotcha, no worries. Thank you for joining. Let me go to the next person. All right.
Sure. Shall I drop out?
Yeah, yeah, just so I could give a
Thank
chance
you.
for the next one.
Take
Thanks,
care.
man. Got it. You too. LT, what's up? Talk to us.
Please, what's happening, man? What's
Not
happening?
much. All good, man. And you?
Man, business is looking good.
Yeah, man. Seeing how things are finally coming up, changing. That's good.
It is good for the fandom and the economy.
Yeah, big time, especially for the economy. you know.
Let's breathe on that for a little bit. We always talk about us, and we not even being selfish when we talk about us, man. I appreciate you first and foremost as an individual of Zach's with a passion for the same thing I have passion for, which is good filmmaking first and foremost. But thank you for sharing with Paramount because I do believe somebody up there is watching, bro.
Oh, they're watching. No, thank you and everybody that's watching. Honestly, like all this that I do is mainly for y'all. It's like I said. Sometimes we need a voice to speak up, and sometimes you just gotta have the courage to tell these companies exactly what it is. It's like one way or the other, they gotta hear us.
The way you articulated, though, I honestly, I'm not sure if I could have, because I've gotten so emotionally invested in these characters, and the way you do it is on such a professional level. I think they have no choice but to hear us, and I
They
love
have
that.
to. They have to. It's and that's the thing. Like they have to understand. When I say they, for the people that are like, oh, well, he's talking about they. I'm talking about Paramount, Warner Brothers, these companies. When they are watching, listening, and paying attention, probably taking notes, they have to listen and say, hey, look, this is what the consumer really wants. Imagine you give the consumer what they want. That means money, and it equals more sales. You have to be completely blind to say, hey, let's fully ignore the fans and not make money, but yet still be in denial and say, I wonder why we're not making money. It's right in front of you,
Exactly.
you know?
That's what I feel like when I listen to and I see the gun arguments. It's like, man, James Gunn makes things he wants to make from his
Mm-hmm.
own personal, and I'm sure everybody has their own personal diary with things they want to see, but everybody has a choice. And I'm not even saying that some people call it, what is it, farming? What's
Yeah,
this new
like
word?
aura farming or something.
Explain that word to me, if you don't
I
mind.
I looked it up the other day, and I'll be honest with you, it's just like something that's like really standing out. Like that's why it's called aura.
Right.
it puts out this aura around it. So I don't know. It's just these words. Just I can't keep up with them anymore.
Okay.
like,
Well, basically,
yeah.
man, I feel like Snyder does it the best. If that's what from what I think it is, it's like making great shit, making great shit that's gonna get attention. And it's like, shouldn't you be doing that when you're dealing with multi-million-dollar IPs?
Yeah, they should. They should be actually paying attention to it, especially when you have these powerful IPs. Let's be real, like DC, well, Warner Brothers, they own DC. The most, I think, the most recognizable IP in the planet. Literally, you can go to any country that you don't understand another language, you don't know anything of the culture, but I guarantee you show them the symbol of Superman, they know who that is in their language. You show them a Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman logo, they know who that is. And it's funny because you'll show them that same logo or a character and they'll confuse it and they'll be like, that's part of Marvel. Or you get what I'm saying? So it's like it's
Uh-huh.
just a big impact. So these studios need to pay attention more and really do their surveys and say, hey, this is what the consumer really wants right here. Why aren't we catering to them? Why aren't we doing that? Because you're losing money, you know.
Yeah, big
And
money, a lot of money
yeah,
on the table.
big time, big time.
You know what, man? I think you can finish. You can go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, no, go for it, go for it. I don't really have nothing much after that.
Well, man, looking at this, you talk a lot from a fandom perspective, but also you bring up a lot of great, interesting points for business. And you got to think about it, man. Let's be honest. What's good for business is good for business.
Yep.
If go back to 89, I love this argument. If uh executive producer of Batman, Michael Uslan, didn't commit to his vision, he wouldn't have garnered the interest of fans all over the world to continue to create more Batman films, let alone to get shareholders that were willing to invest. Because
Hmm.
Batman was the thing that stuck out. Once you saw the vision, it's oh, I see what he's doing. Now the Batmobile represents it's an idea. It's about advancement and evolution. It's no
Yeah.
one set rule for a Batmobile. You don't ask, well, you don't say, I want to see the Batmobile. You say, man, I can't wait to see what they do with the new Batmobile because it's always in the future. It's like something new. It has to be ahead of its time, whatever it is he's driving. That's what the Batmobile replicates. And that's become the ideal of Batman to a certain degree too, because he was in gray and blue but initially his first appearance was black and gray. He was a dark figure. So Batman being the way Burton dreamed of him was actually going back to well, how do they call it? They say when you going back to form or something like that. But
Yeah.
basically the same thing like what we've been saying. MCU is trying to do that now, trying to clean house. Look at the comic industry, study the parallels. Frank Miller, who created The Dark Knight Returns, was given a promotion into DCU. He was brought in to do his own independent thing. And he had pushback, and they said, "Hey, man, we want you to make something. You can do whatever character you want. We'll let you do it. We'll try it out." Because I want to make Batman. Okay, well, I'll ask and see if it's okay. I don't want to do him like I want to do him. I want to do him my way. I want to give him this Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry type of aesthetic.
Hmm.
And if you look at it, that's the persona that is the most popular version of Batman because he's the most sustainable. He's the most interesting of characters. He's identifiable. He's relatable. And when you look at like Affleck version of the character, I I still don't think he got all the way to that, but he got about 96% there in terms of the Batman version. But the Bruce Wayne talks like he calls Clark an idiot. Clark, you idiot. You know, it's not like shiny smiles. We love each other. And see, that's the whole thing with acting. You can say things, it's called sarcasm,
Yeah.
that are contradicting to what you feel. If you watch the first Bad Boys, that first argument in the car between them, I'm a kid watching it and I'm thinking he finna kick Martin out the car. You know, he's like,
Yeah.
man, fuck you, Marcus. And he like, man, I love you, man. I love you. You just, but everybody think you're a rich boy playing cop. And you watch that scene and you like, only real friends can do this. And
Yeah.
that's what I feel Hollywood DC has been afraid to show that. It's like, man, in the script, Ben Affleck can have an argument with Clark and still love him. You know,
Mhm.
man, you know what? You an idiot, Clark. You simp. What are you chasing Lois again? But then he's still there backing him up. And I
Right.
think that is a different level of writing because kids growing up and advancing too to understanding sarcasm. It's just like
Mhm.
in Tango and Cash. And I say all that to say we can't assume the audience is dumber than we are. And I think that's what Gunn's regime has gotten wrong. Also, I think Snyder has the heart and passion to make these IPs sustain for the next 20 or 30 years.
Yeah.
If he gets 3 movies, they're going to be around and talked about for the next 10 to 20 to 30 years. And I know everybody else is scared of that because it means that they have to try harder. They have to put consider masculinity in their movies now, because that's what the fight was about. Hollywood was trying to abolish masculinity and for the sake
Hmm.
of toxic masculinity. And you can see it on the internet. They got 4,000 celebrity signing petitions to so that Paramount the deal doesn't go through.
Yeah.
What do you think of that, man?
It's just the hypocrisy of these actors, actresses, hell, even some directors and music composers. I'm gonna be honest with you. That whole writers' strike that happened, like what it was, like 2023 or something like that. That's all
Mm-hmm.
just part of the same. It's the same crowd. It's the same crowd. It's just like Joker said in 2019. That's what I love about that movie. Look, Joker 2019 is not for everybody. Just like the Snyderverse is not for everybody. You cannot come and tell me that Joker 2019 was not a real type of event message that it had. It literally told you when he's with the Murray scene. He says that comedy is subjective. Subjective. Those same people that say what's wrong and it's not are the same ones that say what's funny and what's not. In other words, they're the ones that are dictating in the industry what goes and what doesn't go. You either bend the knee or you don't. And if you don't, like Michael Bay, Zack Snyder, David Ayer, the list continues. There's so many artists out there, music composers, the list continues, that they refuse to bend the knee. Then you are the problem in the industry. And that's when they come after you, also known as cancel culture. That's the
Mm-hmm.
problem in the industry. Those are the same ones that were like, oh, we're cheering Netflix. We want Netflix. And now that their bubble burst, reality has finally set in and they're seeing that Paramount's going to take over. Oh, no, we're against the sale. Why? Now you're against the sale because you know that you're not going to push your agendas. That's where the hypocrisy of them comes into play.
Exactly, man. You know what? What you said something. I think last time you were talking. Who was that woman? She came and working for Netflix, and she just told everybody what the
Oh,
real
Susan,
was.
Susan, I forgot her last name. I don't remember now, but Susan, yeah, that she's on the board of Netflix. Yeah,
How,
she's a board member.
so if she says that and admits that, how is it even a thing of question that you could
Exactly.
still be trying to petition something? It's like, come on, bro. You saw what she was gonna do had Netflix got this. Um, the deal went through with them,
Exactly.
and the fact that you see, you know it, I know it. All the people that's got it's beyond Snyder fandom, man. It's like these are people's jobs because yeah, you may get your message across. If had Netflix bought it, the message would have been evident, but Hollywood would have suffered because the majority of people, I don't like the word right and left. I do agree that left is left, but I think right is more center because we, in the beginning of time, there were heterosexual people
Mm.
first and foremost. That's how kids were created. But this new lefty thing, I know it was there back in the day too, but it wasn't the first thing that came. So I feel like
It was more subtle.
yeah, it was more subtle. Thank you. And the thing is, it's okay to be left. The problem is we don't push heterosexuality in our movies. When you watch
Mhm.
Bad Boys, for example, you don't see them emphasizing Mike Larry kissing a woman and having sex with women. They show you that he could do that. You know, they have a couple girls come through. You watch the Batman versus Superman, you see subtlety of heterosexuality. But
Mhm.
the left agenda shows you in a more aggressive fashion that
Right, they
yeah,
push it on the audience. They just want you to accept whatever it is that they're pushing. So, like I see what you're saying, but in the end, like I say, and what I look at is like we don't care. We just don't.
we
We
don't
want movies. That's it. Like they've tried it for decades with video games, comic books, animation. Hell, they've even done it on Jurassic World on Netflix. They fully went with their agenda. If you haven't seen it, waste your
no.
time and go watch it. I'm telling you right now. Waste your time. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you. Like they lost me with that. I was like, I'm done. I'm done. Thank you, Netflix. You ruined it.
Wait a minute,
You know,
which one is that? Who's in it?
the Chaos Theory, that cartoon, the animation show that's on Netflix. That's what
Okay.
Netflix is all about. I could have only imagined what they would have done with DC. They would have gone all out, literally. That's why I'm like, no, Netflix is not the right ones. They just aren't the ones. Paramount, on the other hand, look at what they're doing. They're focusing on movies. They're promising them. They're telling us, hey, we're gonna put a 45-day window, and if the movie keeps on making money, we're gonna keep on letting it play. That's how you got to do it. You just have to do
Yeah.
it like that. It's like that. That's why to me it's like, man, it's the actions, and I see the actions that they have. The old Paramount, I'm against it. I fully agree. And the old Paramount are the ones that's why we got that Transformers cartoon show that straight up pushed an agenda. You don't believe me? There's a cartoon called Allspark. They went complete. These are robots. Why are robots having a sexuality? Like nobody cares. I want to see these robots destroy each other. I don't care about, hey, I have my feelings. That's humans, the human side. No, I don't care about that. I want to see Megatron blasting Optimus Prime, and I want to see Shockwave and Soundwave going ham and destroying things. Blowing shit up. That's what I want to see. That's where my money wants to be. But again, they try to low key. Oh, we're gonna change that out because that's too strong. Too strong for who? For you? Not for me. That's not strong enough. I want more. That's the problem. And then you have Rotten Tomatoes that they make it worse. Look at that. There you go. You see, the last night. The last night is not that bad. It if you look at it, but when you look at it canon wise, it's still connected. Everything is still there. You can clearly see that the studio got in the way. And now that we found out with Lorenzo what he did, pretty much he's the one to blame why their cinematic universe is in the toilet. The same thing with the Snyderverse. It's not because of Zack Snyder. It's not because of Michael Bay. It's because of the studio. The studio. WB got in the way and ruined things for David Ayer and Zack Snyder. That's why things went down the way they went down. And then with Transformers, the studio got in the way. Hasbro got in the way. Paramount decided to get in the way. Executives got in the way. And we got what we got. But let's be real. Both directors, all three directors, David Ayer, Zack Snyder, and Michael Bay, have something in common. You know what that is? They have they have the fans and the following. And it's proven. Zack Snyder's Justice League. When I forgot the lady that was from, I think it was from India, from the CEO that she was over there, she said it. Zack Snyder's Justice League was a global phenomenon. That's it. She's a big chairman. She was somebody big before she left WB. That's it. It's a global phenomenon. How come we never heard that from the Avengers? Not even till this day, because it's not going to happen. David Ayer even said it. He was like, hey, the movie that we got, that was WB. That's not my cut. My cut's still out there. Same thing. We're fighting for it. And Michael Bay, hey, we can clearly see without Michael Bay, how has the Transformers IP been doing? It gets worse. They brought in, what's his name? Travis Knight. They did Bumblebee. That movie sucked. I rewatched it the other day, literally like 3 nights ago. I was like, this movie's trash. I'm like, it's trash. The opening, I love it. The robot scenes and the fights, I love it. But the movie itself is trash. I'm like, this garbage woke agenda movie. That's what it is. Rise of the Beast. They try to please everybody. They were trying to please the Bayformer fans, the G1 fans, people that love Beast Wars. Yo, you're doing too much. You cannot please everybody. They have to understand that you cannot please everyone. It didn't do well. And then we got Transformers 1. Transformers 1, no humans, all robots, and G1. Where were the G1 fans at? They didn't come out. So you had 3 times, and all were misses. Third strike, you're out. That's it. It's time to bring back. Go back to what was working. Bring Michael Bay. That's it. That's it. Same thing with
Let me ask you
DC.
something about that too.
So what?
I understand bring back Michael Bay. Yes, I agree. Not 100% with you, 200% with you. And I ain't mean to cut you off. But what else could they do outside of just Michael Bay? Because let's face it, we get Michael Bay back. Best case scenario, we get another trilogy or saga. But what else can we? These are, once again, multi-million-dollar IPs with great, huge potential. So beyond exploring Michael Bay, because we're going to get him, what else could they do? Like, the gatekeeping's got to stop. If you notice, there should never be a matter where these companies are short on writers or they can't find a script. That means out of all the millions of people in the world, you can't nail down one single script that fits the form. They need to stop gatekeeping, and they need to hire they need to consider new independent writers outside of Hollywood. and not just their friends. But go ahead, bro. What you think?
Yeah, you hit it on point. They need to hire people that are going to deliver, not people that are going to be like, oh, well, this is my friend, like James Gunn. Oh, I'm bringing this actor or actress because that's my friend from Marvel. Always from Marvel. It's always from Marvel. It's like, dude, there's so much talent out there. Literally, pick somebody else. That's all you got to do. What do they need to do once the Bayverse is fully wrapped up? Whatever they want to do after, so be it. But just conclude what you started. Seriously, fans are telling you, yo, just give us a proper conclusion. Look, as a Zack Snyder DC fan, I just want a proper conclusion to what he was going to give us. I just want Justice League 2 and 3, Ben Affleck's movie, Man of Steel 2, and hell, if you want to add more to it, go for it. Why not? Hell, the more the better. But end what Zack wanted to do, how he wanted to do. How come with James Gunn, nobody's getting in the way of James Gunn and seeing the disaster that it is? It's okay for James Gunn to get approved to put a full-on orgy scene. That's 100% acceptable. There's no and ifs or buts. Nobody's stopping that. It's okay. Let's do it. Creature Commandos. When I don't know who's the guy, the dude with I guess Rick Flag Senior. He's smashing that lady. Literally, they have a hardcore scene, and I'm like, what does this have to do with what I'm watching? Like literally,
Right.
it's like, what the hell? Like that's what they're more occupied with, pushing their agendas, and it's like nobody cares about that. I just want to see what these characters are about. Peacemaker, the same thing, like it's just it's foolish. It's like the damage is so done that at this point, the only thing that they could do, they can't even retcon James Gunn's DCU. It just has to be fully deleted. Fully deleted.
I agree.
Control Alt Delete. That's it. It has to. The DCU has to be Control Alt Delete. It has to be fully deleted. You cannot retcon anything from that. James
There's
Gunn
no
screwed
damage
up.
control.
There's no damage control. The control has been lost. Who knows where? It's gone. There's no breaks. Literally no breaks. And for that, look at where they are right now in this sale. And this is why you're seeing that all these James Gunn fans are coming out huffing and puffing. Oh, this and that. And that's the same crowd that wanted Transformers, that went with the agendas when they went all out, because that's what they want. They want their agendas. They know that they're not going to have that with Paramount. You think Skydance is going to be like, you know what? Yeah, we're going to make this character this and that. No, because it's going to cost them money. They already know the model. Go woke, go broke. They already know it. They've been
Yeah,
suffering
so
far
your
too
IP,
long.
you're gonna lose your IP. Go ahead. See, I'm sorry. I was just agreeing
No,
with
it's
you.
cool. No, I was just saying, it's just going to turn fans away.
Man, and the fact that I don't know how old you are, but I know that you can't try to exchange the soul of the character. Well, this is Superman. We'll just take the masculinity out of him. We'll take the things that make him heroic out of him, and we'll infuse a little more emasculation and estrogen opposed to testosterone. And maybe the audience won't notice it. They'll still like him, and then we can get the strong heterosexual males to soften up and agree with what we're doing, and it can appease both heterosexuals and homosexual audiences. Bro, that
Mm-hmm.
ain't never worked. And why? Because Superman represents being a man, first and foremost,
Mm-hmm.
a man's man. And I think that's the experimentation that Gunn was sent to do. That they knew they had the right guy. That's why I think he's been, and I think he's been planted there too. Like I say, it is a competition, a hidden and silent one, but you never hire your ops to come work for you. He is tarnishing DC's brand, sabotaging it. Everybody keep making excuses for this guy, man. And it's amazing how many excuses get made. I'm like, bro, he's not new to this game. Yeah, he might be new as I guess, overseer, but he ain't overseeing nobody because he's only overseeing his projects. His ego has gotten so inflated. He's like, no, I want to take credit for everything that comes out. And I'm glad that it's finally been exposed because if you look at it, everything me and you talked about and you've been telling us is starting to happen. Saffron is not getting that money he wanted. He's still gonna get money. He's still getting paid. but he not getting the money that his greed wanted him to get.
Yeah.
Zaslav, I mean, he's
Yeah,
not gonna, he's
Zaslav.
not walking away. But
Yeah.
what was it? James Gunn and Saffron, man, they on thin ice and they know it. Like
They
you
know
notice,
it.
they just put the green back into the lantern thing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guarantee
It's too late.
it's too late.
It's too late. It's too late.
When you got a guy saying green is silly, and we as a committee agreed that it was stupid, bro, you spitting on a brand. You
Yeah.
spitting on the fans that put money into the comics that even got you enough money to make that movie a thing. You're pissing on them.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that it worked, that form or formula worked at Marvel because those were heroes and comic characters nobody knew. Nobody knew who the hell Peter Quinn was. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
cared. So you could take him and make him as you saw fit. But now, why the fuck is Supergirl Peter Quinn?
Mm-hmm. There you go. There
Why
you
why is
go.
he getting the same exact cinematography? He hired the same people, the suits, the people that makes the suits and everything. It's like basically you said as a businessman, hey man, when I go over to DC, I'll make sure you still can make some money off that. I'll hire you to do the costumes. Hey, when I
Mm-hmm.
go over there, I'll hire you as an actor. Bro, you that rinse and repeat stuff works only for so long. You have to seek out raw, real talent, deserving people that make okay. You got 3 people that made scores and you ran through all of them and said no thank you. I don't want y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You turned down Junkie XL, bro. Come on. Are you really interested in creating a theme song? Or is
I
this
don't I
about
don't think it
Garland
I don't even think at this point is about that he turned down Junkie XL. I think two things. This is just me speculating. Just check it out. I think after James Gunn reached out to Junkie XL, he couldn't afford him. One, he was probably like, "Hey, I'm a little expensive," and James Gunn was like, "Damn, I can't spend that much," because of course James Gunn wants to keep most of the money. Or
Mm-hmm.
two, what I think is behind closed doors, probably Zack Snyder reached out to Junkie and said, "Hey, things are happening. We're gonna need you back. You're down." And Junkie probably said, "Hey, count with me." And he was like, "Yo, I already, told James Gunn, yeah, but I could tell him no because I haven't signed yet. Let's go. I'm on standby." That's what I
Hey,
think is happening.
I like that. And it makes sense. I like that a
That's what I
lot.
think. I think that's what's happening. And they're all on standby, like, yo, once this goes through, we're coming back. We have everybody. You're down because this is an opportunity that you won't be back if you say no. And I think they're rethinking it, and they know that this is gonna benefit their career. If Junkie
Yeah.
XL, look at how much heat. I even said Junkie XL was a sellout, and I'll say it again.
I
I don't
remember
got
you
hair on my
saying
tongue. I said it. I
I
said it. Yeah, I
remember
said it. Junkie XL was going to be a sellout if he went to James Gunn's DCU. Yeah, I
yeah, he would
said
have
it.
been. He
Jason
would have been
Momoa
working
is a
more.
sellout too. Jason
Oh,
Momoa is a sellout just because he wanted to play the role that he always wanted to be, Lobo. I don't give a shit. You were Aquaman. You made $1 billion. Just
billion
because you
dollar
want to be
Aquaman.
now, you want to go with this shitty universe? Okay, that's career suicide. Yeah, I'll see you. I don't see you in the next Fast and the Furious, but we know he's gonna be there. But yo, like I lost respect for him. I'm just being honest.
$1 billion to a CW character.
The
He looked
CW,
like CW, man.
I think the CW was better than what the hell's going on right now. Honestly,
You know what?
that
I
tells you.
seen that Lobo, that CW Lobo. He did look better. And that's the funny thing. James Gunn is shitting on us in our face with this stuff. Bro, you
Hmm.
cheap makeup artist. You took him from Aquaman to do this.
Yep, yep.
You
That's the
took
thing.
you bitched about Zack Snyder's Green Lantern, his 5-minute Green Lantern scene to do this.
Yep. That's the same thing. Look, like we're still on the topic. Like I said, we're talking about Transformers, DC, all that stuff. That's the same thing. Sometimes fans within the Transformers community are no different than DC fans, Jurassic Park fans, Jurassic World. It's always the same thing. It's always this clash among fans. That's what I love about Marvel. That even if they put trash, they still support it. Oh, it's trash, but we're still supporting it. All right, the next one. You get what I'm saying? It's like Marvel is like I don't know. Marvel is like they're different, but at the same time, That's why they are where they are right now. They keep on getting content, they keep on putting out stuff, and the fans are still there. The ones that don't keep up and understand are the ones that are like, hey, Marvel's not coming back, they're not doing anything. Look, I know there's a lot of channels I will not mention that I watch on a daily basis, and these channels are big, they have a lot of followers, and the hate that they're giving to Marvel right now because of Avengers Doomsday, it's beyond bonkers. I'm like, are you watching and rewatching your video and what you're saying? Think about this. You just said this, LT, right before you came on. Marvel is going to re-release Endgame. All right, let's think about that. They're going to re-release Endgame before they put out Doomsday. Why? One, to make money. Two, to keep everybody's mind fresh and leading us into Doomsday. That makes perfect sense. Marketing.
Yeah.
Because they know why people need to go out to the theaters and save the theaters. We, not the studios. We, everybody that's listening, we are the ones that save the studios because we're the ones that are putting the money out for popcorn, the drinks, the candy, parking spots, because probably some theaters, I know you have to pay parking.
Mm.
Probably you have to go Uber, who knows? And then on top of that, you're buying your ticket, whether it's standard, IMAX, 3D, whatever it is. You're spending money on that. That helps the movie industry. It's
Yeah.
telling them, hey, people are supporting it. That's what it is. When
Yeah.
they start seeing how Superman 2025 did not bring in the money at the box office, they were like, whoa, this is bad. Those tickets for Superman 2025 did not sell the day they went up. They did not. It took them months to sell those tickets. Supergirl,
Mm.
I can't wait for those tickets to go up for pre-sale. We're going to see how ridiculous it's going to be. It's going to be worse than Superman. And that's what
Oh yeah.
these James Gunn fans don't want. They don't want to hear the reality. And we're here calling it out. We're putting them on, we're exposing them. That's it. They don't like that. They can't stand that. But in the end, it's about saving the cinema industry. I don't want the
Yeah.
theaters to be gone. I still
Me
want to see
neither.
these movies in the theater. So you're gonna
Exactly.
tell me that you'll be okay as a fan of Zack Snyder? Hey, we're gonna get Zack Snyder's Justice League with Netflix, but guess what? 2 and 3 are gonna be on streaming. Come on,
Right. Hell
come on.
no.
Zack Snyder just posted recently. Wake up, smell the coffee. Zack said it needs to be released like it was meant to be on IMAX, not on streaming, not on a server, on IMAX theaters, and that's what Paramount's gonna do. I'm telling y'all, Paramount, mark my words, they are going to surprise everybody and pull the rug from everybody underneath them. People want to talk all this smack and say that's not going to happen. Yeah, it's not going to happen just like the Snyder Cut never happened, right?
It's happening.
It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. When you have Turkey, that dude literally fighting for Zack Snyder, that dude literally handpicked Zack Snyder. Hey, Zack, we want to do a UFC movie. Think about that. UFC is connected with Paramount, all right, before this whole sale. We want you to direct the next and first ever UFC movie. Zack Snyder, let's go. All right, what you want me to do? They've been working on it. Zack is right now busy still with the last photograph filming and stuff like that. I think it should be wrapping up soon. But once he's done with that, the next thing is Brawler. And that's for the UFC. That's Paramount, baby. It doesn't get any more. That's the proof. What more proof do people need? Paramount, Zack Snyder, the Saudis, money. What
At
else do
this
you need?
point.
The proof. It's confirmed. Zack Snyder. Listen to this. Yesterday you saw I had a live stream, right?
Hmm.
I had a live stream and I was talking about all this, and I've said it. I know probably Zack Snyder's listening. I hope he's watching and listening to this. I hope somebody from Paramount, WB, David Ayer. I just tagged all of them on X because I always let them know, hey, I'm going live. Check this out. Why do I do that? To bring awareness of what I'm talking about. You need people like me to say it and call it how it is. You have to have
Yeah.
courage with these studios. The point is, after I finished my stream, 24 minutes later, Zack Snyder posted the picture of Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, where it says
Yo.
myth, justice, and truth. I'm like, yo, what the hell? Like, that can't just be coincidence, man. That just can't be coincidence. You get what I'm saying? He could have chose another time to do that just randomly. So you guys,
Uh,
I just literally did a live stream talking about all this stuff. Come on, yo. Zach is literally telling us, yo, keep fighting. Zach, I know
I
you're
ain't gonna
watching. I know
lie.
you're listening. I see you telling us keep fighting, and we're gonna keep on doing it. This is why I told y'all this is the year we do not compromise, and I've been telling y'all until we get the Snyderverse officially restored. Yes, our wallets will remain locked. Period. They're not even closed. They're just locked now. We've passed wallets closed. That shit was last year. We're on wallets locked, meaning I ain't opening a cent. I still haven't even watched the trailer for Clayface. I don't care
Good stuff,
about it.
bro. Good stuff.
I
Because he don't
don't
need to
care.
give the view.
I I
And
don't
and
like.
what is that, man? Start doing reviews. We need to encourage Snyder fans to do reviews. You know why?
Why?
It
What's up?
it, it messed up the algorithm because you see what they're doing with Michael. They're lying. Critics are saying that it's a bad movie because they weren't able to have any influence in it. They couldn't put no woke stuff. They couldn't do. It was like a really private thing that the family pretty much had their hand in to make and making Michael. And Hollywood
Mm,
fears that they don't want independent movies no more. They want committee made movies because you got this shareholder. He's probably from this side of a lefty or whatever. And he's like, look, man, I'm gonna put 50 million in this movie, but I need you to incorporate some of my beliefs in it.
mm-hmm.
So when we do reviews, like we get like straight out of the theater reviews, it shows the truth of the quality of the movie and the consumer interest, the type
Yeah.
consumer interest. Because if enough people are saying the same thing, like you just one guy, and you trust me, you're enough. Your voice is so accurate the way you articulate. But I listen to different people too. And I love the way you articulate your points more than everybody because it never sounds biased, even when it is.
Mm-hmm.
Your biases are good biases. Like you didn't grow up with this woke shit, so you don't have to conform to it. And the fact that the IP was what it was before somebody changed it, you have the right to like that. You don't like that. I don't like that. Hey man, Batman was never weak. He was never skinny and scrawny. What the fuck is this? Why do we have Pattinson? What's going on? You know, we
Mm-hmm.
got the right to say that.
Yeah.
But anyway, go back what you was talking about the Bay thing, man. I really think that the guy you said came in and screwed up Transformers, that that could happen. And you got to start looking behind the scenes. Look at how people get brought into the companies, how they get promoted. A lot of it's always got to do with who they know. It's
Yeah.
almost never based off their credentials. It's never, hey, this guy's a great writer. Let's hire him. It's you find out, oh, we're gonna put such and such in place, and then 5 years later, oh yeah, well, I used to play golf with him, or he was my neighbor, or I did a movie with him, and basically it's a common interest scenario. If we have a common interest, we work together, and that has to stop. In fact, that should be considered a law in Hollywood. They should set some type of block or law that blocks that type of business from being conducted behind the scenes. You can't hire somebody based off personal interest.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be strictly on the books. Their credentials have to dictate their employment. And think about how Nolan and Snyder move. Snyder, he's sticking with the same roster, but his roster, their credentials are intact. Everything they did, from the cinematographers to everybody, to the guy Hans Zimmer's and Junkie XL, they earned their stripes. But Gunn hires sporadic people based off, are they woke enough? Do they fall in line? Like Millie Alcott. He hired her, but she already is a feminist and a proud feminist. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, bro, that's cute for the cause, I guess, if that's what you want to do, but it does not garner money. You're in a place of business to make money. The the majority consumer of Supergirl is not feminist. So you took that agenda, brought it into a company, tried to use it, but they are the minority. Feminists are a minority.
Mm-hmm.
Homosexuality is a minority. Gun, there is no place for that type of shit in this business. You're going to run the company into the ground. Up, you almost did, didn't you? Yeah. And that's the point. He is a cancer and he should be terminated. I heard a guy
Mm-hmm.
say that last night, and I was trying to be nice about it, but it's like, no, fuck that. Bro, when you do one mistake, two, okay. When you do a third, the lantern should have been the last straw, bro. First of all, if you don't got money, why are you making a movie that requires a lot of expensive CGI and Clayface.
You know why? I'll
No,
tell you
I don't.
what happened. Are you aware of what happened with Lanterns and the drama that happened behind it while Zack Snyder was filming the Snyder Cut?
They told me couldn't do it. I know that. That's about it.
Yeah. Okay, so Toby Emmerich and I always forget this other guy, man. Toby Emmerich, remind me in the chat, please, somebody. The other guy, I can't ever remember his name. Toby Emmerich and this other scumbag. I don't remember right now his name. They wouldn't let Zack Snyder use the Green Lantern because they wanted to use it at the time while they were under the Hamadaverse. So they already knew that Zach wanted to bring in Ryan Reynolds. Zach even reached out to Ryan Reynolds, and Ryan Reynolds said, "Yeah, he's willing to come back for it." And he even had put it out at the time at CC Expo, Comic Con Expo in Brazil, and you can look it up. It's out there. He even did a panel, and he kind of like made fun of it, but he was saying like, yeah, he was gonna come back for the Snyder Cut, but it's because of Toby Emmerich and that other dude. I just can't remember his name right now. That means that he's not important anymore. He's not even there anymore. Um, they wouldn't let Zach use it, so that's why Zach had to use Martian Manhunter to replace him. But that was supposed to be this dude Wayne T. Carr with the lantern. But you know, Zack Snyder has that on his phone. He even showed it. We haven't seen that whole full scene. We just seen the pictures that have been on the internet and stuff. So that's what it is, and but this whole thing with lanterns is just to rub it in our faces. Hey, we got lanterns. You Snyder fans didn't get it, and this is what we're doing with it. We don't care about it. That's James Gunn just saying this is rubbing it and smear it in your face. All right, cool. Have fun with it while it lasts. That's how I see it.
Exactly. You
Have
said it
fun
best, right? Yes.
while it
Yes.
lasts because you're not gonna be around long.
This is
He knows it.
almost January, February, March, April, May. We almost in May. Come this time next year. Tell us about it.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. So, but that's why I said the damage has been done over at DC under the old management regime of everything ends with the Gunverse. The regime ends with James Gunn and Peter Safran. That's coming to an end. They know it. This is why Peter Safran is quiet and he's about to jump ship because Peter Safran's trying to do his own thing with his studio. And James Gunn, he's secure. Look, let's be real. Say what you want about James Gunn, but look, I'm gonna give some credit to you, James Gunn cultists out there, and all you fans of James Gunn. James Gunn can cook with Guardians of the Galaxy, but guess what? That belongs at Disney. That's what he's going to go back once he goes back to Marvel. He's going to go back to Guardians of the Galaxy. They're setting up right now with Avengers, Secret Wars. What do you think that they're gonna need? They're gonna need Guardians of the Galaxy. You're gonna tell me that they're going to do Secret Wars and have all these characters without James Gunn? No, they're gonna have James Gunn there still because he's already part of the Infinity Saga, if you want to say. So that's what James Gunn is gonna do in the end. Once he's out from DC, he's just gonna go back to his buddies. Hey, I'm back, everybody. All right, let's pick up. We got Secret Wars to film. How was it at DC? You saw the mess that I left. You did a fantastic job. Welcome back. Here's a pat on the back. And that's what they're gonna do. Who cares? As long as he's gone.
Now that you mentioned that, I just thought about it. You said they re-releasing which one? Avengers
Endgame. The last one where Thanos
Didn't
wins.
The Guardian of the Galaxies in that?
Yeah, they're in there.
And they say that they're reworking scenes and adding new stuff in it.
Something like that. That's what they're saying.
So if they're adding new things, couldn't it be assumed that they are adding new scenes with the Guardians?
Yeah, they can do it.
So I would assume James Gunn would want his say in that, as narcissistic as he is. I'm almost certain I think Gunn is trying to get thrown out of his contract early so he can go ahead over there now and start working on it. That's why he's not showing up to interviews. That's why he's not that.
Yeah, he's probably writing scripts low key. He's probably writing scripts low key for Guardians and telling Marvel, "Hey, what are you guys working on? Okay, here's my side with Guardians and how they fall into play for what you guys are going to be leading up."
Because he didn't come to Cinecon. He's not doing no press runs for Supergirl. I really think he's already at Marvel. He just ain't saying it.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what it is. He has 1 foot in and 1 foot out. That's it.
And you called it first. You was like, he going back home
I told y'all that's what I was saying. And now I see other channels that are big that have the following. They're like, oh, I think James Gunn's going back to Marvel. Of course he is. It was always part of the plan.
I wish
It
you
was
could find your
always
first
part of the
video where
plan.
you did that, bro. I wish
I
you
have
could
to
find your
find
first
it
because
somewhere in there. I don't know.
I watched it and he was making so much sense. I hated it though, because I don't think he deserves to be able to go back to Marvel after what he did to DC. I
It's
think he should be
Disney.
fired.
Disney doesn't care. Disney does not care. In the end,
Yeah,
Disney doesn't care.
anything they gonna promote him anyway because he's
Of
helping
course.
hurt their competitor.
Of
Like he
course.
went to their competitor and helped destroy or delay the brand while they look good. So now
Hmm.
they don't have nothing to compete against them because DC ain't really DC right now. So when they put their Avengers out, there's nothing in theaters that could stop it.
That's it. Look at how dirty Disney is. When Paramount put out the last Sonic movie, I think it was what, Sonic 3, like I think it was like 2 years ago or whatever, when it came out in December. What other movie was out? I think it was Lion King. Disney was trying to hog up all of the screens in the theaters. They were like, oh, look, we're buying out all the theaters in the sense of the screenings, so you don't play Sonic. Why? Because Sonic is catering to the fans. That's why. And they're outdoing you. Literally, that's what they were doing. Oh, but we can't know that because Rotten Tomatoes is keeping that on the hush, right? You don't believe
Oh
me? Go look up the
wow.
articles.
Yeah,
The
I'm
articles are out
definitely
there. Yeah,
yo,
I even
it's
spoke
crazy.
about that
Yeah.
because it's
Sonic,
not convenient for them.
yeah, it's not convenient. That's what it is.
That's
But
what it is.
that's like illegal businesses practices. I would think that should go under the category of illegal business practice.
But movie
When
theaters don't care. Movie theaters looking away and they're like, "How much you paying me? Okay, let's go. Say no more." That's what it is. That's what it is.
I
But
think,
jokes on them. The joke's on them because look at now Paramount. Paramount, who would have thought we're gonna buy out Warner Brothers? And now that they're gonna own Warner Brothers, because that's the fact, they're gonna own everything. Sports, they're gonna
everything
DC, they're gonna own everything. And guess
turtle,
what? They had the Turtles. They're gonna have and they remember Paramount also has a good relationship with Universal. That's that's literally their competitor, but they work together. So you imagine if both team up and do a project, they are going to annihilate Disney. It's over
yeah,
for
they
Disney.
pretty much, and I'm sure
They
that's gonna
are.
happen because right now the industry demands any good ideas that's gonna merit money.
Of course, this is why they're wondering why they're losing money. Well, you should be catering to people that actually care. Universal caters to the fans. You don't believe me? Look, I just saw not long ago, within probably the past few months, probably last month, I think it was in March, How to Train Your Dragon. I've never been into that movie. I just never was. I wanted to check it out. I just didn't get time to go see it in the theaters when it was out. And I heard everybody last year saying it was a good movie. It made money at the box office. How to Train
Mm-hmm.
Your Dragon. Let's look that up while we're talking right now. Look, so y'all can see. How to Train Your Dragon box office. Let's see. 2025. They made over 636 million worldwide. That's more than Superman.
Oh, wow.
How to Train again, another movie about a dragon slash a dinosaur, what you want to call it, made more money than Superman. Superman made 615 million at the box office. And the reports are coming out, it did less than that because they were lying. Jurassic World Rebirth made almost 900 at the box office. Let's look at it. Jurassic World Rebirth box office. Look at this. 869 million worldwide.
Dang.
A dinosaur movie. A dinosaur movie beat Superman from James Gunn.
Can I ask you how much was the budget to make it? Do you got access to that?
To make what?
The last one you was mentioning, the last Jurassic World you was talking about.
The budget for it was I'll tell you right now.
That dictates how much they profited. If they made 800.
Yeah. Let me tell you right now. Budget. Let's see. $180 million.
Shit, they made 700 million. They made some
$180
money.
million. That's bank. That's a success.
That's
That's
bank.
a success. That's a success.
Not that
Superman? No.
Superman is arguably, I still don't think they tell the truth. I think it's lower than 400 and 500.
Yeah, I think so too. I really don't think it was high.
And I think that's what it is. They trying to recoup the money and put it back over there to, because they already lied and told the media, okay. And eventually, if they ever get audited, it's gonna be looked at and seen, though, you didn't recoup what you're saying. Like they went to court.
Yeah.
So the money has to account somewhere because it's some fraudulency involved. Obviously, if you're lying, bro, that's bad business practice. Period.
Of course.
We're not bringing that into Hollywood. I mean, I know it happens anyway, but it's little lies. It's like if I make $1 billion and I throw seeds, if I throw seeds a couple meals, so what? We made $1
Mm-hmm.
billion. Shut up. Take a meal, go home. Don't tell nobody. People
That's
do
it.
that.
Yeah, of
They'll
course.
say, well, the CGI costed 800,000, but really it only cost the guy 300 or 400,000, and he takes 200 or 300 of that home and eats off it.
Yep. Like, look,
Man, that's been happening since the beginning, bro. I don't care what you. I mean, you could tack that, and I think they should monitor that because wherever there's cracks, it gets exploited. And I think that's why we got this crappy CGI over the past 15 years. Because what they didn't keep a caps on how much it really costs to make good CGI. They just, well, we're gonna pay you by that hour or how much time you, and then they need to stop. What they need to stop doing is making green lighting movies without plots. If you don't have a story already, if you haven't read a script, you should not be announcing that something is going to come out.
mm-hmm.
Because it's like clickbait. Like how Gunn, his whole fucking rollout. This dude was saying, we're going to do this and that. It's like, bro, have you seen any scripts to the stuff you talking about?
Remember, he said it. He was like, "Oh, we're not gonna green light and move forward with anything until a script is ready." And then all of a sudden, overnight, these scripts are just randomly ready. Unless you use AI, that's the only way that it could be ready. That's the only way I could see it.
And I believe he uses AI. And I'm going to say
Of
why.
course.
Because a lot of it looks stale. It's like, bro, he probably, okay, ChatGPT, how do I incorporate my flat comic element into DC brand? I want it to be funny and I want it to be colorful. And okay, to do that, Gun, it's damn near impossible. But if you want to do that, this is what you do. And he does it. And it's
And that's
still
what it is.
like, who is this chick he hired to write Batman Brave and Beyond? Like, bro, why are you hiring people that don't have the freaking credentials? Her paperwork don't dictate she need. Batman is like the last. That's like, okay, you could. That's the bad guy in Mortal Kombat. That's the last bad guy you face. That's the highest tier of anything. You don't get Batman when you come into a company. No, bro, you got to work your way up to Batman. But I want to hire her. Why, Gun? Why you want to hire her to write Batman anything?
And it didn't work.
It ain't even getting started, and it shouldn't get started. And it's like, bro, he was a great example of what not to do. This is somebody that was hired from within, based off somebody who was out of touch with business as it pertains to comic movies, because they kept this form of tracing and chasing MCU. Man, let me tell y'all something. Newsflash, everybody listening. The three amigos and the two amigos and one amiga is enough to dominate anything MCU got. Right now, yeah, y'all doing great. I'm not against y'all because I watch MCU stuff too, but Hollywood and everybody else is afraid of what Snyder is going to do because he sets the standard of what's getting done further. He sets the standard, man. Fast and Furious is watching what Snyder do. Action movies as a whole is watching what Snyder do. Man, fucking Martin Scorsese was complaining about Zack Snyder. Like, man, you guys think these comic book movies are the end all be all of cinema and movie making. That's how much of an influence Zack Snyder made comic book movies. Him and Christopher Nolan. And I do think it need to be a balance, but it got to go, like, they got to open up the mindset back to getting to original IPs. Allow people to come in with original ideas. That's kind of scary because they want sure things. But you got to understand when you keep banking on recycled, what do they call those things? When you make a movie, prequels. Let's do a prequel. Let's do a remake. Bro, it gets stale really quick.
It really does. It really does. That's why, like I said, in the end, overall, Paramount, they're aware of what's going on, within their IPs and their company. And they're just slowly regulating and cleaning house. Every studio right now in the industry is laying off and firing people. It happens. The economy is bad. They have to do what's best to stay afloat. We can't hate. Disney's doing it. Universal's doing it. Everybody's doing it because it's business. What we're gonna do, I just care, and I'm just like, yo, just do the right thing and give us what we want. We've been asking you Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3. Put it in theaters. Honor your words. That's all I say. Honor your words. And you will not fail. And you'll see. You'll see how people will come out. I guarantee you, if Paramount, once they own Warner Brothers, says, hey, we have a special announcement, and they bring on Zack Snyder, and Zack Snyder comes on and he's like, hey, we're gonna be working on the next movie, Brawler. I'm excited, blah blah blah, all that stuff. All right, cool. And then to end it, he's like, oh, we have a special announcement. Oh, what? All of a sudden, he's like, yeah, this is just me speculating, saying this. And then he's like, yo, I want to, bring in my friend David Ayer. He has a message for y'all. Oh, what's up? And then David Ayer comes on, and then he's like, hey, thanks to the fans, we did it. We're getting the Ayer cut released. And then Zack Snyder says, hey, not only that, we're going to release it on IMAX like it was meant to be. And along with that, we're releasing Zack Snyder's Justice League in IMAX. Boom. Just that alone, that's it. That's it. Game over.
Everything now.
Everything. Paramount, you need to call me. You need to email me. Let's talk.
Call Steve the director, the man with the plan.
I'm telling you, I could make. I'm telling you, I have these ideas. I know what you need to do. You want to outperform Marvel. You really want to take the crown and be the top of the mountain. Hit me up. Hit me up. I'm telling you, this is how you do it. This is fan service. I'm with the fans. Here we are talking. You're hearing them. That's how you gotta go about.
Talk to you. Consumer. The consumer.
You reach the consumer directly. That's how you go around. And I'm telling you right now, if there's anybody that Paramount is scared of telling in the studio, hey, we don't know how to fire James Gunn, call me up. I'll do it for free. Just give me a badge that says, give me an official badge that I'm official. I'll have a meeting with James Gunn. I'll fire him publicly. James Gunn, you're fired. That's it. Plain and simple. Let's go back to what was working. That's it. I don't play around. Let's do this. It's like, James Gunn.
With you, man.
Yeah, Saffron and Peter and James Gunn. Yeah, both of y'all. You know what? Right now you're fired. Period. It's like that's it. Like I would not play. I would not.
Hey, I want to share something with you, bro. If you ever go on your AMC website, they got something called private theater rentals.
Yeah, they've been doing this since the pandemic.
And I don't know a lot about it, but I'm learning. And I'm just thinking, man, with all the fans that Zack Snyder has, bro, I really don't think the idea is far-fetched to push for a one-day tracking campaign where we just all rent in our hometowns theaters out to see Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Again, it's you're violating copyright laws. Remember, that's a WB IP. They can come after you for that. They can. They've done it. That fans were trying to do something for it, and WB gave them a cease and desist. So they were trying to do something for the Schumacher cut too, and they don't play around. They don't, man. I'm telling you, man. Just the best way is what we're doing. We have to keep on hammering the studio. We have to. That's the only way.
They didn't want people to make. They didn't want to make money off these movies in theaters.
Nope, they don't want that, because the thing is, remember, in the end, WB still owns these IPs. Even though it's Zack Snyder's idea, it's still a DC IP from Warner Brothers, and these folks don't play around. If they came after me for using probably like 4 seconds from Darkseid, literally on my channel that I wasn't even monetized at the time, like WB literally hit me with a fucking copyright strike just because I used that little clip. You know what I did? I was like, yeah, they did that before I even got monetized. I was like, you know what? Screw this. I took down the video and I re-uploaded it without the clip. Yeah, I'm thinking ahead just like they are. They're like, oh, when he gets monetized, he's going to be making bank. Oh, you think you're going to play that game? I got you. Don't worry. I took the video down. I re-edited and I re-uploaded. That's it.
What was the issue with it though? Like, I'm just curious, like what? Because I thought that you could show stuff if it was for like research purposes. Like if you're doing
no, they don't give a damn. It's whatever's convenient for them. If they like you, they'll let you play. If they don't like you, they'll come after you. They're not gonna let me in other channels that are talking about Snyder. Go ahead and have your fame, and even though you're promoting, they don't give a damn. They're like, we're trying to monetize it. We're trying to get money off of it. That's what it is. That's why I don't put no videos in my stuff. Hell no. I'm gonna get free publicity. It's
like, I don't know how this stuff works, but I know Skywalker. You know Skywalker. He said something like that happened to him before. He got a cease and desist, and
Yeah.
he pretty much said the
People keep
same
playing
thing.
around. Those are not your IPs. You don't own those IPs. If the studio wants, they're gonna come after you. They will. They will.
I just didn't know, bro. I was like, I thought maybe they want to make money,
You
and
know, they don't
you know,
care.
you know what I'm saying? He don't know how to how to sell and market nothing. He don't know how to do Batman. I'm like, bro, this is how you do it.
WB and Disney are both money hungry, and they will come after you. They don't care. Sony's
Well,
another
hell,
one too,
good luck with
but
that. I don't got it. I don't
it's
know what
just
they
that
gonna
they're
come out.
protecting their IP, so it's understandable. You know, it's just it is what it is. Like I said, if they like you, they'll let it slide. If they don't like you, they literally bring it back up and everybody. You know, it's like it's just that ridiculous. So to avoid that, just don't put it. That's
Yeah,
it.
listen to these guys. Don't hear me on that idea. I
Just
don't want to
don't
get
put
y'all
it.
in trouble.
That's why I put pictures. If you see, I just put pictures. They can't come after you with pictures. You know, they consider it as a I forgot what they call it, but it's like it's a copyright violation when you use video. So yeah, I just don't use it. That's why.
And I
This is
wonder
why
how
it's
they do
funny.
how they do with this AI stuff then, because they got so much Snyder
They
shit.
can't come after the AI stuff. They can't. They know that they cannot. There's no laws against it. There's none.
Oh wow.
There's no laws
That,
against it. You know,
oh,
so that's what it is. That they know they can't come after that. But yeah, I
you got
mean, like I said, yeah, you know, it's like it's interesting, but at the same time, it's awesome to see where we are right now. And now that the sale finally went through, that was on Thursday, so who knows
yeah.
what's been going on Friday? You know, they closed probably celebrating on Friday. We're gonna start hearing this week a whole bunch of things. We're gonna start
Yeah, you
hearing
know
like,
I'm gonna be watching, waiting to see what you posting, bro. Because
yeah, there's gonna be a
Zack
lot of stuff
Snyder's
coming.
definitely posting some shit, man. What do you
He's
think of the
posting.
pictures? We ain't even talking about that. What do you think personally of them pictures he posted?
He's just telling us, keep fighting. You want more of it? Keep fighting. Look, let me look at that post right now. I'm gonna check right now my IG so I can tell you. And this is what less than 24 hours. Let's see how many likes and all that stuff that he has on that post that he posted. Let me actually see right here, Zack Snyder.
I mean, you could see the
And
passion in that shit, but it's
yeah,
amazing. It looks
87.4 thousand.
and one
That's just right now on the weekend. Wait until tomorrow, Monday, when everybody goes back to work on their lunch break, breakfast, and all that stuff. They're gonna be hitting light. You're gonna see those numbers go up.
and tell me Paramount don't see that, bro.
Of course, of course. Probably Paramount was like, "Hey, Zach, how about you to get some attention? I got you," and he did that. What's interesting is that I did that live stream last night, and literally 24 minutes. I was like, "Damn!" After I finished the live stream, he just uploads that. I was like, "Hmm." I was like,
He
you know, the
always
Futurama.
Have you ever noticed it?
The
Whenever
what?
you talk, it could be within a day or within a few hours. He always posts after you talk.
Always, always something. Zack Snyder, if you're watching right now, please put up a post right now. That
That
would
if
be
you
awesome.
watching, I you. That's all
You
I'm gonna tell.
know,
I be saying thank you in the comments, bro, because I know he watching. I just don't
yeah.
think he gonna tell us that though. But
Right. He's not, he can't respond probably and he can't say nothing. So it is what it is. But I can see he doesn't have to say nothing. He just got to post. That's it. Once he posts, that's it. That's it. You know, it's just it's telling you a lot. It's saying like, hey, like just keep fighting. That's how I take it. Until Zach stops and says, hey, I'm done, then we're done. You know, the
you
same
know
thing
that's
like
not gonna happen, please.
of
We know
course.
that's not gonna happen, bro.
Of course not. That's why. That's why I say he's not gonna stop that, you know. Let me check on Michael Bay. I haven't seen his thing in a minute. Let me see. What you up to, Mike? Let's see.
I'm looking forward to the Michael Bay stuff too, man. I hope they
Yeah.
bring back the entire. I like Shay LeBoy, what have you say his
Oh yeah,
name?
Shia LaBeouf.
Man, I like that dude.
Yeah,
I like
he's
him.
problematic, but I mean, who isn't? You know, it's well, he's a good Sam for the character for what he is and stuff.
Sam Witwicky, ladies
Hmm.
man, something
Yeah, they need to
like
bring
bro.
him back. That's what I'm saying. Like, look, I get what they were doing with the last night, and he wasn't part of it, but they didn't confirm that his character is dead. He's just he's there in the background. Like he's there, but he's not there right now. You get what I'm saying? So if you look at how what when the dude is talking in that scene and he pulls up the picture of a Sam, he tells him he's the last of the wikis. So I'm like, all right, but he's not saying he's the last one of them. Notice how he says it if you rewatch that scene. And I'm like, he's not dead. He's alive. What I would want to see as a fan is like, yo, bring back Mark Wahlberg, bring back the same lady that was in the last movie the last night, just because of continuity. Bring in that girl, the one that's playing Hawk Girl in James Gunn's DCU. I forgot her name. That girl, because she's still part of that universe, and bring in Shia LaBeouf, Megan Fox, and all the old cast, and go all out. Like you could make a 3 hour movie, literally. And if you really want to wrap that universe, hell, do like Zack Snyder, do a 4 hour movie, and go all out with it. Like lead it up to the big villain, which was Unicron. Have everybody in there. All the Autobots, Decepticons, everybody. Like what we've already gotten, and just let them go at it, and make it big like the Avengers, and end it, and everybody goes their way, and that's it. The day is saved, if you want to say, and move on from that. I would be satisfied with that. I wouldn't even want anything else after that. I just want one big final movie where you bring in everybody and show in Shia LaBeouf, but as an older version of him, where he's been at. Explain it. He's been here for the past few years. He was probably on a private mission. Who knows? Whatever. The point is, have him and Megan again, but at the same time, where like how do you say it? Like, I don't know, just do something very interesting, I guess. Where all of them are going to be together.
You mean like Mark Wahlberg and Shia LaBeouf in the same movie, or just
Yeah, yeah, in the same movie, have them together.
That's interesting.
That would be amazing. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. That's what I'm
Well,
saying. Just bring them all.
what's your favorite movie of that franchise, that saga? I'm curious.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If you want to talk about the first three, Dark of the
No,
Moon.
whatever. First three, last three. What's your
Yeah,
favorite?
that like I want to say for me, my favorite ones are the well. I mean, I like them all, but the first one, I love it because when they're towards the end, when they're in the downtown, when they're fighting the Decepticons and the Autobots, when they're going, when they're all fighting, I love that scene. That man, the first one is
Yeah.
is yeah, that movie is freaking badass. That the first one and the fourth one, Age of Extinction. Those two are my favorite out of all of them. Just because it has the Dinobots and it's just more chaotic. I love that. I love that. It's like it makes sense. That's what Michael Bay delivers. It's like yeah, one and four are my favorite. One and four. The first movie, I like Revenge of the Fallen. I like Dark of the Moon. I love Age of Extinction. The Last Night is just one of those. I like it, but I don't love it. It's like yeah, it is what it is, but it's still enjoyable. But yeah, one and four, those are my favorite right there.
Why do
One
you
and
love
four.
Age of Extinction? Well, if you don't mind me asking, what's the plot of it? I don't recall seeing that one. I seen
That's
the
the
other
one
ones.
where
I got Age of Extinction, but I didn't
That's the
watch
one
it.
where they got the Dinobots and they're moving away from what happened in the events of from Transformers, in the sense of they don't need the Transformers anymore. Now they can build them. So it's like them saying, "Hey, we have your technology. We don't need you anymore. We can make you." So I see what Michael Bay was doing, because now it's human nature. Okay, we think we're indestructible as humans, and we're like, "Yo, we got this power. We got this. I forgot what it's called, the Transformers metal, whatever. We have this power now. We can create the Transformers, and you can see how the transformation turns into whatever it is. That's why you got Galvatron, and it's like a reincarnated, if you want to say, Megatron. But it just shows you the technology of what they're doing with the Transformers. Technology compared to what it was in the first three movies. In the first three movies, the humans depended on the Transformers to defend for them and fight for them. Now, we as humans have that technology. We don't need you anymore. We could build something better than you. But it shows you that it's wrong, because it fell into the wrong hands, and you still need the Autobots. You still need the robots to save you, to protect you, because all of this power in your hands, yeah, things just got out of control. That's the same thing like with Justice League and what Snyder did. You have what you call dark side. That dude found the mother box, and this dude literally won. And if it wasn't for the Flash, the whole world just went down. And that's what we see in the future, in the future nightmare timeline. Dark side won. He conquered the earth. He's ruling. He has Superman under control, and that's it. He's the evil one finally won. And that's the same thing what we were going to see with Michael Bay in the last movie, Unicron. Like, I'm not sure if you're aware of who Unicron is, but he's the
Hmm.
biggest threat of all the Transformers and everything that has to do with it. Dude's a planet. He swallows planets. Like, that's how big he is. And this dude is like dark side of the Transformers. Like, this dude is unstoppable. Yeah. So it's like, it's like damn, like there's so much that's just there still hanging, and it's like just give it proper closure, and that's it. Call it a day, you know. So I mean, there's so much that they could still do. There's so much things that just hang in there that they can do to finish and give more to the audience and stuff.
I think they will too, man. I don't think that they want to get everything over with now. Now that they got this new contract written up, this new merger, the
Yeah,
last thing they want to do is start shutting shit down. So I'm sure it's going to be a matter. Okay, how can we stretch this out? If anything,
yeah,
like
yeah,
we're not hiring Zack Snyder to do 3 movies and leave. We trying to figure out how to keep this thing going because we see the potential for money. And let's be honest,
exactly,
he got saga potential, bro. Not just trilogy saga. That's a 6 movie run. That's Harry Potter level shit. Like,
exactly.
and
Mm-hmm.
but it has to be done. And I see the difference is you don't have nobody rushing no more. You don't have studios pressuring you to hurry up or trying to force their influence. Paramount, they seemingly like what Snyder was doing, and they seem like they might, just let him do his own thing. We're gonna fund you, and then we're gonna get out your way and let you cook. That's all fans been asking for, and that's what we're gonna get, I believe. And the
Yeah,
same with Bay. I think Bay might be around, bro. I just think he needs some scripts. He needs good scripts because I think a lot of times what they be banking already on the pushback they're gonna get. So it kind of like discourages from pre-planning and having your shit ready. But Snyder, I know, man, all the time he got Justice League 2, 3, probably and 4. He probably got some more shit. But
mm-hmm.
like I say, even I know a lot of people not interested because of the tone and all the shit Gunn been doing. But man, Teen Titans got potential, bro, to be a great thing of all on its own. It don't have to be stupid or goofy or nothing.
Yeah,
Like Cyborg looked dope, bro. I like Cyborg. I hate that what happened with Ray Fisher. But I'm glad he stood up. But it's like don't cancel that guy because of that, man. Y'all were wrong. Just like the guy, whoever that guy was that a couple years back he was doing all this assaulting women behind the
oh, Ezra.
scenes. No, not him. I'm talking about the actual like guy who owned Harvest Films.
Mm.
Forgot
The
his
Weinstein
name.
dude.
Yeah,
Okay.
Weinstein.
Yeah.
It took a lot of complaining to get this guy. And it's like this the same thing, bro. It's like people bring their personal biases. Like, if I don't like you, I don't give a fuck how good your script is. It's like, bro, you can't do that. You got
Yeah.
too much money on the table with these IPs, man.
Mhm.
Ray Fisher, if he had a like illegitimate complaint, that's one thing. But bro, if he's complaining about like foul play or discrimination, bro, come on, man, that's something serious, bro, to be looking into. And I understand the ego of people like Gunn. Like, look how Gunn was treating Corn Sweat, man. I don't,
Mhm.
as much as I don't like the movie, I still see Corn Sweat as a person first. He's a
Right. Of
man.
course. Yeah. The dudes.
Like,
Yeah.
bro, man, that was bullshit, bro. Why are you telling him he got to holler and man? I ain't never seen one rendition of Superman where he's hollering ever. He ain't never got outside his. He don't have to holler. He's Superman.
Mhm.
And Gunn was clearly, I don't know if what he brand of Coca-Cola he was drinking. I don't know what he was on, but it was like, bro, that's not Superman. What you're doing is not super. It's nothing. And I know for a fact that Gunn knows because Gunn made Brightburn, and Brightburn is a dope movie.
Hmm.
So it ain't no, man, you can't play like you don't know what masculinity is. That damn kid in Brightburn was more masculine than this version of Superman. He did this to shit on Cavill's fandom and the brand. And he did it to tank the brand. He knew this shit was funny to him as a joke because he was gonna be paid anyway. He
Yeah.
sat back and laughed, this is their Superman. I'll show him what Superman is. And he went against the grain of everything that people wanted to see. And guess what happened? He compromised his own name. I don't think he really banked on it. Like, the world ain't dumb. We saw what you did. You lied and rigged the numbers, and you wanted to make us accept the lower quality of a superhero. And now your job is in question. Now, nobody wants to work with you. Yo, yeah, and it's let that be an example to anybody else with that type of agenda. It's like, bro, it ain't no place for that, man. Movies
Yeah.
one of the last things we have as a economy. The last thing that really joined. If we didn't have movies, man, what would we be talking about? Some of us
Yep.
not sports fans, bro. I like sports, but not as much as I love. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think this is it for me, man. I love movies, not
Mhm.
just action movies, man. I love talking about them. I love romance. I love Neuer films. And I know a good movie when I see one from my personal opinion, and
Yeah.
I'm open to other people. But like somebody like you, bro, I can't wait till this shit over. Even if me and you never talk again, and I like you, but once we don't got nothing to complain about no more, if I just see you one time posting your review out of walking out of a Snyder film, I'll just be happy, bro.
I'm telling you, like this is not the end. This is the beginning. Like everybody's saying, this is the rebirth of something massive on the way. Paramount didn't just buy WB just for shits and giggles. They bought it because they're like, yeah, now we're gonna do it right. We're gonna show you how it's done. And it's like they know. That's why they were so desperate to make the bid that they made. Whether if it was Netflix just playing dirty, saying, oh, I'm gonna keep up bidding just out of spite, just so they can lose more money. No, it's not. This doesn't mean that. That means that they know what they got. They
Yeah.
want it. They want it bad, and they were willing to pay the price. And now that they're gonna get it, that's it. That's it. It's time to go back and now focus on quality. Now, like I said,
Yeah.
honor your word. You say you're gonna put out 30 movies a year, do it. You're gonna put out a window of 45 days or more if it keeps making money at the box office, leave it. Do it. Make it happen. That's it. And you're gonna see things are gonna pick up. This is why I don't believe Rotten Tomatoes and all these shows and all these people that are like, oh, they're trying to form this little correlation, if you want to say, of people in the industry. Look, man, that's not gonna work. It's not. Let's be real. Paramount, they got something solid, and they have these IPs. Now they're gonna have fun with them, and they're going to give people what they want, whether it's cartoons, comic books, video games, live action. Hell, you know what it is to now finally be able to say we can get an actual crossover live action of TMNT with DC characters, or hell,
Yo.
Transformers with DC
Yeah.
characters. I would love to see that. Hell, you want to go ham and you really want to have fun? Throw Sonic in the mix. You can do whatever you want. These are your IPs. You can have
That's
them like that.
hey, you right, bro. How you feel about that? That Batman and Ninja Turtle crossover. Would you
It's
like to
about
see something like that?
hell yeah. It's about time. I want to see that. I want to see it. I want
Bro,
to
that
see
would make so much. That could either go left or right. Like that could be a great idea or a bad idea, depending
No,
on
it,
how they do
it, it
it.
depends what tone they want to go with. They could make a dark, like the last Ronin R type TMNT, and
Uh-huh.
do it like Snyder style with the DC tone. Or if you want to
That'd be
go like
so badass,
like
bro. Oh
you
my
want to
god.
go cartoons animated, go ahead, do it. I mean, there's a little bit for everybody that they can put, and that's what it's all about. I would love that. I would love to see that. I would love to see Optimus Prime teaming up or with freaking Batman or a Batmobile transforming into like a freaking transformer. Like
Woo,
what? That would be
man,
nuts.
that's crazy, bro. I ain't never heard that. That
You
is
know,
a multi-million-dollar idea. The Batmobile fucking turning into a transformer, and then they got a man. You better stop talking, bro. You better stop talking.
there's
Hey,
There's
y'all gotta
actually a
pay.
toy coming out soon with that. There's a toy that I think Hasbro's doing a crossover soon with it. I read it somewhere. That's
Bro,
why I
that's
bring it up
so
because yeah, they're bringing a Batmobile that's going to be a Transformer. We've never gotten that. That's the first one coming up soon.
wow.
Yeah,
That's
that's
so
what I'm
fucking dope.
telling you. Yeah. And
Do
what
he
do you
talk?
see there?
He got a
And what
name?
do you see there? What IPs do you see? DC, Batman, and Transformers, Paramount. You see?
Man, that's money.
That's
That is
money.
money, bro. Take,
They
take
know
my
it.
fucking money.
They know it. They know that there's a market, and in the end, they're gonna deliver. That's why I'm being cool about it. Laid back, I'm like, they know what they're doing. They know
They
exactly
know
what
what they
they're doing.
doing.
I
You
know.
got me ready to sit back and just watch the fireworks now, bro. Cause
Yeah, that's it.
I
I've been with my little lawn chair with my beverage ready to go. Showtime.
yes,
Like
sir.
this is what we've
What you
been
drinking
waiting
on,
for.
brother? What
Whatever there
beverage you
is,
got, man? What you
whatever
drinking?
that is.
Look. Whatever it is.
Everything.
Hey, look,
It's
me. I'll
that's
just
true.
messing with you.
It's true. Look at what Austin says. So many possibilities. I agree. So many
Bro, a
possibilities.
Batmobile Transformer? What the man, that's
Yeah,
amazing, bro.
yeah.
Golly.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of things that are gonna come out, and Paramount knows it. They are owning all these IPs. This is going to be wild, man. This is going to be nuts. Why would it? Why would let's be real. Let's be real. Why would Paramount want to move with this? Tell me why.
They know they see what we see. Money
They see
on the
exactly.
table. Them
James
IPs
Gunn.
are $1 million, multi-billion dollars, and Gunn is playing wiping his ass with them.
That's it. Creature Commandos sucked. Peacemaker sucked. Superman sucked. The Suicide Squad sucks. Supergirl's gonna suck. Clayface is gonna suck. All of this is just trash. That's it. It's time to throw out the trash.
It's time.
That's it.
And you know what? Hire the right people this time around, guys. I don't give a damn if they knew, if nobody know who they are. If they got a good script, hire them, please.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like if let's be real. Look, with Transformers, a lot of people like Transformers One. It was all right. It's not for me, but it was all right. It was enjoyable.
What?
You know how you yeah.
What? Not for you?
That Transformers One, that cartoon, the animated one, that wasn't for
Oh,
me.
the car.
I was
Oh,
like,
you mean
yeah, the
one? The
cartoons.
car.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, my thing is the live action. That's what I like.
No,
And
I
get
thought
that
you were
there's
talking about the live action. My bad, bro.
no, the live action. That's my thing right there. But when it comes to what that director Josh Cooley did, a lot of people liked that movie for the writing. All right, cool. I give it to him. How about you really want to capitalize? Bring in that director to write the next movie, live action, but let Michael Bay direct it. That's it. You got two for one. You got two different audiences. You got the Bayverse fans and you got the Cooley, whatever his name is, Josh Cooley fans that are gonna also come out just because if he writes the movie. All right, good. That's a done deal. I guarantee you're gonna make money. The same thing
There
with
you
Zack
go.
Snyder.
That's a
You know
multi-million-dollar franchise right there.
that
Cooley and
you know,
Bay together.
that's what they want, and they need the money. The same thing. You think that they're gonna move forward with James Gunn? And say, yeah, you know what? James Gunn's been costing us money. Let's keep doing more. No, Supergirl is going to tank at the box office. Clayface is not going to make the money. Supergirl is gonna do worse than Superman. Instead of everything going up, it just keeps going down more and more. With Zack Snyder, things were on a better track. With David Ayer, it was on a better track. They were connected, two different universes. Think about it. The Snyderverse and the Ayerverse, they're connected. What do we see when we see even though it's the studio squad, if you want to call it, from David Ayer, which WB put out? Yes, you see Ezra Miller in it in Suicide Squad. You see who else? Ben Affleck's Batman. So you already have the connection. See what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, it's building up, it's setting up. And who do we see in the Snyder Cut? Jared Leto's Joker. He takes place
Mm.
in that universe. So, yo, like it's connected. You get what I'm saying? So Zach is aware. He knows what we want. We were all asking, yo, we want to see Ben Affleck's Batman go or talk or interact with Jared Leto's Joker. And we finally saw it in the Snyder Cut. And that
And
sets
he
up.
squares that in there. That's the crazy part. He squares that shit in there.
He made it work. And we're like, we want more. So a lot of people
Yeah.
that were against Jared Leto were like, now, yo, I want to see Jared Leto in that version. Thank you. Thank you. That's what David Ayer wanted to do. He wanted to give us a proper Joker, but the studio's the one that got in the way. That's what people need to understand. It wasn't his fault. It's what the studio wanted. And now that James Gunn is in charge, James Gunn has the power and the ability to do whatever he wants at
I
DC.
don't,
But
I
what
don't
has
think
he
he
been
did.
doing? But what has he
I
been
don't
doing?
know.
I'm gonna slowly erase everything that's connected to the Snyderverse. He's retconning
Yep.
everything. That's his problem. He's retconning everything. It doesn't work like that. See what I'm saying?
Why do you think he's
It's
doing it? You got to tell me something about that. What makes you not want to make money?
his
Tell me.
ego. His ego. He was sent to make the studio not make money. Period.
That's what I want to hear you say.
That's what it is. He was sent to make sure that the studio, in other words, go in there, destroy shit, don't make nothing ever connect, and then come back to us. That's it.
Y'all listening? Everybody that's listening, listen, go rewind, go back to this part, and then go and read the headlines, see all the shit Gunn did, and come back to see this particular clip. It makes sense, everything he's saying. But go ahead, see.
And I've been saying that for a while. The moment that James Gunn was announced, and I'll be real, I'll say it because that's just how I saw the comments at the time. You could see my comments in the old videos that I posted. When James Gunn was announced that there was rumors that he was going to come to DC, I said it before any other channel said it. And I was like, this is bad. He's the Trojan horse. I wouldn't eat this up. And there was unfortunately a lot of fans that were like, "Oh, I believe in what James Gunn's gonna do. He's gonna connect the Snyderverse with his DCU." And yo, I was like, "No, he's not. This dude's gonna fuck shit up. He's gonna make it worse than what it is right now." You think the Hamada-verse was bad? The Gunverse is a disaster. And look at where we are right now. Nothing connects. Everything is a disaster. Everything's a mess. Like you cannot fix this mess anymore. The only way you fully fix DC right now is not by retconning. It's not by rebooting. It's not about going and tying this gap in. No. At this point, you just have to forcefully hit reset and restore. That's it. That's it. It's done. You have to hit hard reset. You know what you do with reset? What do you do when you play a game and you can't get past it? You just hit reset, right? I'm gonna start from the beginning. What do you do in this case? In this case, you it gets worse. What are you gonna do? You're gonna reset. In other words, you're gonna just restore. You're gonna go back to what was working. Let me go back to my last save point so I don't have to go through this. That's exactly where DC is at right now. DC is in a situation where it can't get out of its mess anymore on its own, especially now with James Gunn. Once James Gunn is out, then they just have to go ahead and just restore. That's it. You have to restore. That's it.
Hell yeah. What do you think Clayface makes? What's your predictions on that money wise, if it even comes? Yeah, just first weekend box office.
That shit is gonna do under 200. If it makes 200, I would be like, what the hell?
You think it's gonna be lower than Supergirl?
That shit's gonna do bad like Joker 2.
Oh god.
I'm being honest. Clayface, in other words, what I'm calling a shit face, is going to do worse than Joker. What it was with Lady Gaga, Foley or Do, whatever that shit is called. That movie tanked. It did so bad. This movie's gonna do worse than that Joker movie. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you.
I think that's his best. That's the only movie that probably is going to do. I ain't gonna say it's gonna be great, but I think it's gonna do better than everything else he's doing. And I don't think it's gonna be a good movie. I'm not a Gun fan by a long shot. I think that.
Have you seen Creature Commandos?
No, I ain't seen. Never.
Okay.
No,
you know that this Clayface is already introduced in Creature Commandos, the cartoon.
No, I didn't know. Sorry.
That's all you need to know.
Okay.
So there is nothing that this movie is going to do to convince me or real fans to say, hey, you know what? There might be a possibility. There is no possibility. None. Zero. Nada. Nothing to say that that movie is going to make numbers at the box office. Just because it's Clayface, it's so bad that now they're trying to tie in Clayface, hopefully, what they're saying, with Robert Pattinson's Batman. Because they're desperate. But that's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying for the longest. We should have done, but a lot of people are against it. Because remember, James Gunn's DCU doesn't have nothing to do with Matt Reeves. And now all of a sudden, because you're seeing Clayface that's on that dark horror, it's all of a sudden now, oh damn, you know what? We should bring it into the Matt Reeves universe. I'm telling y'all, Matt Reeves Batman will join James Gunn's DCU. I don't care what anybody tells me. That's what they're gonna do.
I think that's supposed to happen though, because they know that Snyder has a bigger consumer interest with Batman, with Affleck Batman. So it's like, let's hurry up and get this guy's Batman out the way, and then we can get back on to business as usual. Get back to Snyder. So what better way than to let him close out his thing and fuck a trilogy, 2 more sequels. Let's put him in Clayface. Let that do what it's gonna do, and go ahead and call Snyder in and get the big boys back. That makes sense.
But don't be surprised. I mean, all of this could be happening right now, right? With the sale and everything. But guess what? Paramount could be like, you know what? Yeah, we're done with this shit. We're pulling the plug on James Gunn's DCU. We're done with it. It could happen too.
What is this?
The what?
Oh, reading the comment. He said Coker is crap. Sorry.
Superior to Joaquin. Yeah. Ray always did that. It cracks me up, man.
Yeah. I guess it's a lot of different opinions out there. And you know what, bro? That's interesting, Coker. Not to cut you off. I'm sorry. I just saw that. No. Okay. Joaquin, I like what he did because it was a character study. We already got the versions of Batman, Joker, and Dark Knight. We know what he could be when he's cynical, a villain. But to see his rise or how he got there, and not that it is completely accurate, but it is in a live action, best case scenario, what do you think a Joker would be like in real world? And I love exploring that idea in the first Joker film. I honestly think that man, a lot of this got to do with simping, bro. I'm sorry. Like, there's nothing justifies Joker 2 outside of I wanted to please Lady Gaga. She's a singer, so I promised her she would have an opportunity to sing. We'll make it a musical. Sure, you can be in this movie. It's not going to be like a typical Joker movie. You sure I can promote my music and I can sing and I can? Yeah, we'll make it a big music thing. That's the only idiocy I see in it because I don't see no other way that was even pitched as a thing. It was like
Well, look,
there's no.
let me say something real quick now before I forget. Now, while you're on the topic, all right, I don't know how long you've been watching my channel, but did you see like when Joker was coming around, and I was predicting and I said it, and a lot of people made fun of me. My own audience made fun of me and said, "CS, you don't know what you're talking about." And I said it the moment that I heard the rumor. I was like, "Yo, Joker 2 might be a musical. That's what the rumors coming out." And people were like, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about, this and that, blah blah." What was Joker 2? A musical.
A
And then
musical.
when I told people, I was like, that movie's going to tank worse than the first one. You're gonna see it's not gonna be nowhere near it. Everybody was like, you don't know what you're talking about, this and that. All right, watch. And what happened? That movie tanked. It tanked. And I told everybody, I said, just because they're bringing in Lady Gaga does not mean that that means success. That movie's going to fail at the box office. And it did. It failed. Just like that, Supergirl is next. And just like that, Clayface will be worse than Supergirl. Supergirl is going to be worse than Superman 2025. Wake up, people. Wake up,
Wake up.
seriously. All the James Gunn fans, wake up. Your DCU is coming to an end at a rapid speed. Once Paramount officially takes over WB, Paramount is going to say, enough with the bullshit. We are done with this. It's time to make money. James Gunn, you're out. We're going to pull the plug. We are going to get the proper Man of Steel 2 with Henry Cavill, Man of Tomorrow. You're going to see. Because that was the plan originally. Paramount, if you know and you're aware of it, let Zack Snyder do what he wanted to do. We were supposed to get Man of Steel 2 with Henry Cavill, Man of Tomorrow. That's what we were supposed to get. And what is James Gunn doing? Stealing the idea. Oh, we're going to bring in Brainiac. We're going to bring in Brainiac and we're going to call it Superman, Man of Tomorrow. Nobody cares about your shitty universe and your shitty Superman. Nobody cares. There's a reason why Zack Snyder posts. He's very cryptic, but it's obvious what he's saying. Henry Cavill is Superman. Ben Affleck is Batman. Gal Gadot is Wonder Woman. What is he telling you? It's not that they were. He's saying they are. They still are. He's talking in present time, not past.
Exactly.
That's what people need to realize and say, yo, yeah, something is coming. Something for sure is definitely happening.
Apparently the world believes that because I can't go online without seeing Cavill. If I see Superman, it's usually Cavill. I don't even see Corn Sweat promotion. and Gunn ain't even promoting Supergirl. So it's like, bro, you don't even believe in your own product.
Mm-hmm. They don't believe. They do not believe in it. They know that it's dead on arrival. They know it. Exactly. Yeah. Paramount spent 111 billion for WB. They're gonna want to make the money fast as possible. Exactly. You don't spend 111 billion, not million or thousand. That's billions of dollars.
Billion.
Just to say yeah, let's throw it all away again. No, you might as well start filing for bankruptcy now. Literally, if you want to continue with James Gunn, you might as well start filing for was it Chapter 11 bankruptcy? Like straight up, like
chapter 13
or Chapter 13, whatever the hell it is, whatever that chapter is, just you broke. That's what James Gunn. That's how bad it was with James Gunn. They had to go up for this sale. That's what happened.
He ran the company damn near to the ground, and everybody saw it. I still think he should be penalized some kind of way financially for that. I don't feel like it's not he's just getting fired because it's like, bro, you play with shareholders' money.
But that's the thing. He's paying the price while he's playing with the money because it's not bringing in money. That's the thing. All the merchandise goes to clearance. It's still at clearance. It's overstocked at Ross. $2.99, that shit still doesn't sell. $7.99, nobody wants that shit. That shit is literally
not even the doll?
Not the dolls. Hell no.
Not the CGI doll?
None of them. None of those shits are all overstocked. Every Ross that I go to, that shit's always overstocked.
Hey, you need to start taking pictures, man. Matter of fact, send me some pictures. I can post
the videos the next time.
I'm gonna post them on my IG. Look at what's left on the shelves, guys. You should buy it, Gun fans. Y'all love.
You don't believe me?
You
whoever doesn't believe me, go to your local Ross right now, and you will see on clearance James Gunn's products. All of that for Superman from last year, all overstocked. Nobody wants it. Nobody's buying it.
Said that they was the majority.
I thought they were the majority too. They're the majority of everything being at overstock. It's like
Oh,
they say the
what?
majority that they are the majority at overstocking. You know, that's what I'm
You know,
telling you. In
comic,
the end, the what?
the comic conventions. I mean, they could. I'm just talking. I'm paraphrasing with you, bro. Go ahead. I'm having fun.
Oh, you know, it's just like like I say, you know, business wise, Paramount, they're aware of it. They know what's going on. They have all the statistics. I think they're just waiting for this deal to finally 100% be like, yeah, we own WB. That's it. We own you. David Zaslav is not getting the pay cut he thought he was gonna get. Boo hoo. Let's cry. Let's all have a moment of silence. Kiss my ass. No, you're not. You get what you deserve. That's it. You deserve
There is
nothing.
a guy.
You know that I'm telling you, in the end, justice always wins. Period. Period. There, you cannot deny it. You're gonna suffer for a while, but in the end, justice always wins. Period. And that's what's happening right now. Once Paramount officially 100% says and has the contract, David Zaslav, you're getting this. The shareholders, you're getting this in a time manner, whatever time it is. This is when you start getting your percentage. Guess what? The ink finally dried. We own you now. Now we're gonna make changes because changes are coming. Changes are
And I
coming.
heard he's fast tracking too.
Oh, they're fat. They're not playing. They are not playing. They want their money, and I don't blame them. And I have a feeling this is what I think. I think this is gonna happen
Uh-huh.
for Paramount to even make more money faster. This is what I think is gonna happen. I think they're gonna end up doing an exclusive partnership with Universal Studios, and just like they opened Nintendo World, they're gonna open a DC probably section at Universal Studios, so they can have and get a percentage from that, and they're gonna
Woo.
bring in more money from that. I'm telling you, that's how
WB,
you
y'all listening. Listen to the man with the plan. See,
that's how you got to do it. You really want to go ham, and you really want to piss off Disney, go right now and make a deal exclusive with Universal Studios, and open just like you have the Transformers the ride. Have you ever been to Universal Studios and you ride the
not
ride from Transformers? Whose
not yet.
ride is that? All right, when you go after all these years, right? Oh, Michael Bay doesn't attract anybody. Yeah, I don't see any G1 shit at the theme park that's selling. Everything is with Michael Bay, with the Bayformers. All these years, they have a big statue of Michael Bay's Optimus Prime in the middle of the ride when you look up. Huge, massive. I love that statue. I wish I could
Wow, that
have it.
sounds dope.
And that's telling you. And when you ride that ride, it's all about Michael Bay's Transformers universe. You imagine they do a ride just like that with DC? And if it's
Zack
with the
Snyder stuff.
Snyderverse, oh,
Oh, man.
damn. That's it.
Money, bro. That's
Money.
money.
Money. That's it. I'm telling you, that's how you gotta go about on it. You really want to
That's
play
dope.
big, you gotta really want to make money. That's how you go. You make money like that. And they
What's
know
that
it.
thing? What's that thing Affleck drives in the Justice League? Zack Snyder just I think it's called the Beast or some shit. It's like a
Oh, that big tank looking thing.
yeah, it crawls, the crawler, the
Oh, the
night
crawler.
crawler.
Yeah, yeah, the one that he goes through the bottom and he goes up. Yeah, the crawler.
Something with that, man. That'd be a dope roller coaster experience.
You
Something
imagine
like
that? Nah, hell no. I don't want no roller coaster. Hell no. Give me what do you call it? Yeah, screw the roller coasters. We don't need no more. I want one of those like Transformers. You sit in the ride and it has like a big screen in front of you with the 3D glasses, and it just
oh,
swings and it moves and it rocks. Hell yeah, one of those. That's how I want it to be.
hey, see, look, we putting out ideas. These seeds is throwing out ideas.
You
This is
see,
money. And we
Paramount,
like
call
money.
us up because if you do that, cut us a check. Cut
Hey,
us
I
a
got
check.
I got one. I got cut us, hey, yeah, cut us a big check. I got one for you even better, man. Because these IPs are money, bro. Check this out. It's just something I'm throwing out there since we fucking around talking. You know how they got this 4K theater experience with water splashes you and all that different stuff?
Yeah.
Imagine sitting in a theater and you see Affleck's Bruce Wayne come on the screen, and all of a sudden your seat sprays a light fragrance of the type of cologne he would wear. And then when the movie ends, you could actually purchase Ben Affleck edition special Bruce Wayne cologne.
Damn, that would be
Starting
nuts.
300 to 800 bucks. If you want to smell like Batman, you might not be able to fight like him, but you can certainly smell like him.
I'm sure they
I
want to
mean,
do that too.
money, bro. He is a
Yeah.
brand, not Bruce Wayne alone, but fucking Ben Affleck version is a
Yeah.
brand. And I would buy a eight. the $300 bottle of cologne, if it smells like rich and like Bruce Wayne,
Yep.
ideally, what you think he might smell like. Then you got the Batman cologne, where he smells like fucking graphite and metal with a little bit of cologne, a little pleasantry, gunfire. I mean,
That
it's
would be
like a
nuts.
very combination, but still, I'm just saying it's money all over the board to be made when you
Yeah.
do the character right, when you do right by them. You got roller coaster rides, you got 3D shit, you got colognes. Man, who don't want to smell like Batman?
Yeah, they'll buy it. People will
Chick
buy it.
mag.
That's it. You know, it would be nuts. It would be nuts. But I don't see that not happening. I see that happening. You know, there was a rumor, like I said, not long ago, a few months ago. I think it was sometime in November, December that I heard about it. Probably January. That Paramount wanted to merge with to a certain point with Universal, and that could happen. It could happen, because it's good for business. It would help both. It would literally help out both,
I
because
believe
it's
it's
like,
there. How long do you think I mean, I'm not trying to put pressure on you to say because I know you don't know, but just playing with the idea. What do you predict? What are your predictions in terms of how fast this turnaround is gonna happen?
well, now that being realistic, seeing that Zach is gonna be filming Brawler, that's probably gonna take like about a year or so to film. Post production probably add another 6 months to it. Probably, if the studio really wants to fast track everything, how they're doing with the Mummy, that they're bringing in from 2028 to 2027 next year fall, they upped it up, for a few months. We could be looking at something sometime, probably. I mean, maybe early 2028, maybe 2028, probably. And looking at the things, how, or probably, hell, probably sometime next year. And I'll tell you why. Because if look, let's be honest, James Gunn's contract is until 2027 next year. It got extended. Realistically, Zack Snyder's finishing up right now, the last photograph. The next thing he's going to start working is going to be Brawler. Let's say Zack finishes this movie sometime in the late fall. We're looking at probably August, October, maybe. And then he starts working, I don't know, maybe in November or probably December on the Brawler from UFC. That's probably going to take him, that, I mean, there's not going to be crazy CGI or anything. He could probably wrap that movie in less than like 11 months, if anything. It's not really hard to film a movie like that, especially without the CG and stuff. It's pretty quick. Um, it's just getting it done in a timely manner, and then of course the marketing. Add another, like, probably what, like a year from it. Yeah, probably like early 2028. Something could be coming. Because after the Brawler from Zach, there's nothing else. He's done. He was supposed to come back regardless for WB to do that 300 movie, the prequel. So they could put that on pause and say, you know what, yo, we're gonna move with DC instead.
That's what
And
I'm
by
thinking. They can
and
put
by
that on
then,
pause, bro.
James Gunn is done. And if we look at it realistically, let's look at this now that you said that. James Gunn is out in 2027 spring, sometime like this next year, because spring
Next
ends
year,
in May.
yeah.
So let's just say, right, from here to next year, it gives James Gunn what he wants to do with Man of Tomorrow, whatever. That's, in a way, perfect for Marvel, and I'll tell you why. Marvel this year's focus in November, December with Doomsday. Doomsday is the one that's going to be busy for the next probably 6 months, or with marketing and everything that has to do with that. Then they're going to be working on Secret Wars. So that's probably going to be for next year, towards around the end of the year, because I know they're probably filming back to back. I have a feeling they are. And that's leading us into 2028. So by then, James Gunn's already out. He's probably going to be back at Marvel by then. Where is DC going to be standing at? They need something ASAP. That's where I think Zack Snyder's going to come into play.
I agree with you, man. I'm starting to think they might push off the what's that shit you were just saying? You
The what?
what's the next movie Snyder is supposed to be making?
Oh, Brawler?
I don't see why they wouldn't, man. I think they might put that. Hey, you know what, Zach? Hold off on the Brawler. We need Justice League shit right now. We need DC content because we don't got no placeholder right now in place of Gunn outside of Abdi and DeLuca, who aren't, they more behind the scenes with their shit. So
Yeah.
I kind of think they gonna bring Zach to the forefront fairly quick. It's just an instinct I got, man. I feel it. I believe Zach gonna put that Brawler thing down. Not that he's not gonna do it. but I think he gonna come in because he already got the Justice League 2 written. I'm certain, bro. That
Or
and just
or let's speculate because I just thought of something. What if you're right with what you're saying, but let's add something on top of it. What if Brawler for the moment is just a decoy? What if it's just a
oh
decoy? What if
yeah,
it's
that'd
just a
be
decoy
crazy.
for the good, not for the bad, but just a decoy? So when he's back, they're like, "Yo, we're gonna put that to the side, and we're now shifting to DC instead." It could happen. It can
Right.
happen, and that's where Justice League 2 and 3 come into play. And then they say,
That'd
"You
be
know what? We're gonna fast track that because we know that DC's doing bad, and they need to make money." And that's how you go up against the Avengers. You really want to build up people coming out to the movie theaters. Disney's already
Ooh,
beat
that'd
you
be
to it.
cold, bro.
You
Nobody
want
would
to
know
catch
it.
up?
Wouldn't know.
Yo,
Man, if
that could be a possibility.
bro, that'd be so. If y'all smart, if y'all listening, WB, if they were to allow Zach to make that in secrecy, that'd be the dopest, hardest thing DC could ever do. That'd be like the fucking Ace of Spade card. It'll because you know what? Where there is no anticipation, it's only gonna make matters doper. People gonna
Yeah,
lose their fucking mind. If you
yeah,
see a poster that say Justice League 2 in theaters, summer next year. Man, what the hell? We ain't know they was making this. What?
yeah. I think once the full official return of Zack Snyder is when he's gonna announce that we're gonna get the Snyder cut scene in IMAX.
Oh
When
yeah,
we
we
see that,
definitely
I
get
think
that,
when
bro.
he announces that one day, that's when we know that's it. It's confirmed. That's it. That it's game over. We're back.
At the end of it, at the end credit, to be continued.
To be continued. You know, the same way how Marvel's like, oh, you know, this character will be back and whatever. That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we'll see more in Justice League 2. What? That's
It's
it.
not even a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and I
Of
believe
when?
it's already here, bro. It's here. It's like Gun, bro. Gun. I don't even think he's trying no more. I really think Gun is like, fuck it. They on to me. They know what I did. I don't give
Yeah.
a shit. It's over. I already ruined
James Gunn's
everything.
just trying to take all the money while he can. That's it. James Gunn doesn't care if Man of Tomorrow gets made. He's just like, I just want that money up front, and I'm writing out. Go ahead. I
Yeah,
don't care
that's
what y'all do
why
with
he
it.
wants to get fired. Because if he gets fired, it's better than him walking out. He won't get paid. But
Yeah,
if they say, we'll buy you out, man. Let's just go ahead and cut our split our differences right here. Take this, you can go. That's what he wants. Because he won. He's like, I came, I fucked up some shit. Now I get to go back home.
yeah,
He didn't
yeah,
win ultimately because his reputation's still gonna be terrible. People gonna remember him for this shit. And people gonna forget about his movies when Snyder
yeah,
they already forgotten about. But yeah, I think that's what it is. He's trying to let them know. He's showing them, hey man, I'm not showing up to y'all meetings. I'm not cooperative. I'm not in line with nothing y'all talking about. And it's not by design, not coincidence. He knows they not gonna hire him back. He know that. Saffron, he could act quiet all he wants to, man. Nah, you are responsible just as much as Gunn, so pack your bags too, bro. Nobody wants you behind the scenes fucking up stuff, man. Making
and
crazy decisions.
and look at how last week at CinemaCon, Paramount officially announced that they're going to be making another live action Transformers movie. They didn't confirm yet who the director is going to be, but all the rumors are pointing and they're coming out that it's
We
Michael
know
Bay.
who it's gonna be, bro.
We know that Michael Bay's. We know it. We know it. Probably he's like right now busy, and they're probably gonna announce. They're gonna announce it and surprise everybody, just like how they made that announcement. I was not expecting that, but it was a perfect timing, and that's how
Well,
you
I,
do it.
I heard that and I was like, see, he's gonna lose his shit when he hear this. Because I
Yeah,
know
when
you
I heard that, I was like, man, I was busy. I was like, oh shit, I gotta make a video on that.
right.
And the same thing, the same thing. Once the Snyderverse is ready to be announced, I think Paramount first is going to announce it, and they're gonna say, and then they're gonna have Zach probably say, yeah, make it official, and that's it. The internet's just gonna lose their shit, like
Yeah.
especially the James Gunn freaking trolls, they're gonna be like, oh well, what the hell? Yeah, we told y'all. We told
And I
y'all.
don't even care about them so much as the next generation of little boys and girls that just need to see dope shit, man. We grew up,
Yeah,
we had a chance to see some good shit, and they didn't have a chance. This the past generation, they grew up off gun stuff. They don't even know what great cinema is. They know
yeah.
what excuses are, which brings me to another question about you. I know you a big Transformers fan. I'm almost willing to bet you're a bigger Transformer fan than you are a Snyder fan.
Oh, I'm probably equal when it comes to both. But yeah, what's
What
up?
what was your first introduction to Transformers, and what made Transformers resonate with you? And that's just my last question. I just because I see the passion, and I love Transformers, but I don't think I love it as much as you do. And I want to know, how did you get there? What took you there? What was going on in the room when you? What made you excited about this IP?
All right. When the first Transformers was announced, I wasn't into how I am right now into movies and talking about them and stuff like that. I was just like anybody regular. I was like, let me just go see what this Transformers is about. And I was like, how are they gonna make this work? My head was like, these are toys, because Transformers is just a toy IP. Same like G.I. Joe. I was like, how do you make this into a movie? Like, how do you even start? Like, I was breaking my head back then. I was like, I wouldn't even know. Like, how do you even go about on it? When I
Right.
saw the trailer and I heard the music, instantly, like I'm telling you right now, I'm getting chills. This is probably nostalgia. I don't know what the hell. And I was
Yeah.
like, yo, what is this? I was like, what's this that I'm feeling, yo? I was like, yo, like I've never felt this about a movie, especially coming from Transformers. I was like, this is some cool shit. I was like, damn, this is different. Like it's something new. Like, and then I was already aware at that time because like even being young, I was like, man, I don't really care about the G1. Like I just I was never into it. I liked them, but not as much as I like what Michael Bay's designs look, and that got my attention even more because I'm a very observant person. You know, like in real life, my people in my circle, they know me. You know, like my friends, they're like I'm a very observant person and I'm looking at everything. I'm like, all right, if I see this character, I'm first watching. Like I was the same with my character when I was designing my character for Rebel Defenders. I was like, this shit is hard to come up with a character that you're gonna feel. And you go back to the drawing board, you don't like this, you don't like that. Transformers, it hit me on another level where I was like, I want to see it. When I saw it, I kid you not, that movie came on, you hear the music, you hear the speakers. I was like, that's it, I'm sold. I already knew within the first 5 minutes that I was gonna love that movie. I just didn't know I was gonna love it more than what I thought I was. And when that movie finished, I was like, wow, like I was in shock. I was like, wow, like damn, like what the hell did I just watch? You know, I went again and I rewatched it a few days later because of course that movie came out on a Friday. I went again on a Saturday, and I think I went again with some friends probably like 2 weeks later or something like that. And when the second film was announced, I was like, oh hell yeah, like damn, let's go. You know, like I was like, damn, they got something real solid here. The third film came out, I was like, damn, this shit keeps getting better and better. And then the fourth film came out with the Dinobots. Immediately, I already knew I wanted to see it. I was like, I'm sold. You don't have to tell me. I need to go watch it. I need to see the Dinobots. When I saw the Dinobot scene, yo, I wanted to cry. I was like, damn, like the transformation. You hear the bolts, the screws, the mechanics, how Grimlock is turning into the dinosaur from being the robot mode, and the explosions and with Optimus talking and telling him, yo, like take our side or if not, you're either with us or you're against us. And I was like, yo, Grimlock is forced to be on the good side. Optimus is not threatening him. He's just telling him, "Yo, you need to fight for the good side, not the bad side. You're literally trapped under whoever at the time it was I don't know who it was that they had him trapped. So Optimus broke him free from his prison. So I'm like, yo, Grimlock, you're in debt to Optimus, you and the rest of the Dinobots. And when they started kicking ass, I was like, yo, damn, like, let's go, man. And then when the last night came out, I was like, that wasn't Michael Bay. I knew that the last night was just like Batman versus Superman, where I knew that wasn't a Zack Snyder movie. I was like, that's not Zack Snyder. I know that's not Zack Snyder's movie. That's not his thing. There's something missing. I was like, there's something missing in this movie. And I could clearly see it. Then after the movie came out, all the drama came after it, how the studio was getting in the way for Michael Bay, telling him what they wanted instead of what he wanted. And I was like, that's it. It was the studio's fault. It wasn't Michael Bay. It was the studio. Now we find out all these years later that it was Lorenzo. Lorenzo, the executive producer, was the one that ruined things within the cinematic universe. And the same thing happened to Zack Snyder. When I saw what it was, Man of Steel, when I saw that trailer after The Dark Knight came out, I was like, damn, Superman. I don't care about Superman. But something about the trailer, I think it was the music from Hans Zimmer, the flight song, that I was like, damn, I like that. It has the Dark Knight vibe to it. And I was like, let's see what this is about. When I saw that movie, instantly, I was like, damn. Like it was like they were injecting me with awesomeness. I was like, damn, this is getting better and better. And when that movie finished, I was like, wow, like what did I just see? Like how awesome this is. What an era. What an awesome era it was. You had the Bayverse, you had the Snyderverse, the beginning of both universes doing their own thing, and two IPs that I enjoy. I love Transformers, I love robots, I love mechs, I love machines, all that type of stuff. You combine it, I'm there. And what we saw with Man of Steel, then Batman versus Superman was announced, and I saw the what really sold me on Batman versus Superman wasn't the fight, it was armored Batman. Again, he's wearing a mech suit. He's that's Batman, but he's like a mecha version. And I was like, that's it. I want to see it. Plus, he's gonna fight Superman. We haven't seen this. When we got that, I was like, that's it. I'm hooked to both universes, and I was like, Hollywood is they're onto something. This is how you make movies. And I was like, this shit's ahead of its time. And we're talking about over 10 years, 12 years ago. And look at where we are right now, talking about
Still
this. There's a
trying to catch
huge
up.
fandom. You
Like
know,
Hollywood still trying to catch up, bro. Well, go ahead.
yeah, I was like, yo, Hollywood is they're doing shit right. Finally, I was like, it's about damn time they take these movies serious. And that's the thing. They took movies serious back then. Like the other day, I just started rewatching was the first Iron Man. And my girlfriend was like, yo, why do they have the Paramount logo? And I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I never thought of that shit. I was like, damn, you got a point. And I looked it up and I was like, damn, Paramount are the ones that kicked off originally the whole MCU. They were the ones that built the MCU for Marvel. And I'm like,
No, they started
yeah,
Iron Man, the first one.
yeah, the first Iron Man and the first couple of movies, Captain America, they did that too. So I was like, damn, that it does have the Paramount logo if you go and see it. And I'm like, yo, they cooked with those movies. And
Yes,
look at where Marvel is at. But it's thanks to Paramount. That's what I'm saying. I've always believed in Paramount. It's just the
so
piss poor
Paramount getting
people.
a bad rep for no damn reason. What you telling me?
No, the only reason why is because again, politics come into play. Unfortunately, whenever a president is selected, that's the agenda that they push. So unfortunately, for the past whatever years, we've been with the old, po- political agendas that we're pushing. Not trying to like offend anybody. I'm just stepping on eggshells. I'm trying to stay neutral as I can. I don't care about what side anybody's on. I don't. I really don't. I don't care about politics. Is you can clearly see the agendas that they're pushing. And now that we have, the current president, they're not playing around. None of that sells. And if it doesn't sell, you need to make money. And that's what they're about. They're about now making money, and it's all about giving people what they want in order for them to come out and buy it. That's it. It's just delivering quality.
Right, bro. Let me tell you what Transformers mean to me, and I'll keep it summed up real quick. So I'm 40. Back then, when that shit came out, I was in another state. I left my hometown to go to college in another state, out of state. And man, so my girlfriend dies in a car wreck,
Yeah.
and I go spiral through depression. And it was nothing of familiarity going on at the time. Dark Knight came out. That was the happiest time of my life at that time. That was the only thing that cheered me up. My brother went with me to see that, and it was fucking amazing. But when they later on, like around the Transformer stuff, when I sat in the theater and saw that shit, man, I felt like you when I saw the trailer too. The music was amazing. The cinematography was phenomenal. And I was like, I don't understand how they're gonna make this shit work. But when I remember sitting in the theater, bro, I remember eating popcorn and just losing my mind at the balance of realism and the stakes were high. Everything felt dangerous. Like I felt like any minute one of them fucking uh Decepticons was gonna come out the ground and brush against a human and kill him.
Yeah.
And I love that feeling. It gave me chills. And I almost thought people were gonna die in the movie. So that's how good the stakes were. So when
Mhm.
I left the theater, man, I left the theater. I don't know what music that was. That Green Day or somebody, whatever that
Oh,
song is.
Lincoln
That
Park.
Lincoln Park, man, that shit gave me chills, bro. I left the theater feeling like my life was had changed. Like I just discovered fire for the first time.
Yeah, it was quality.
Yeah, and I'm a fan, so like I definitely saw it again, and I probably saw at least 2 or 3 times. I had to buy it, of course, but I definitely was a fan. I went back and saw the second one, but the first one is my favorite because I don't feel like we need more than so much comic relief. I love the percentage of action opposed to comedy. Like I think Sam Witwicky, he can be the comic relief, but I didn't like all the extra robots being silly and goofy. It was like that's okay, man. I want to be scared of these robots. I don't want to be laughing at them for being like cheesy because they were like. But I'm not complaining either way. I still like that all the same. Um, I'm about there with you, man. I'm a fan. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna support if they make it, and I'm just waiting, man. I'm excited, bro. I feel like a kid again because nothing else outside of like movies, man. It's escapism.
Hmm.
It's a different type of escapism. I like video games. I like my sports, but I love movies, bro. Everybody knows me. They used to call me the movie guy.
Hmm.
Yeah, bro. I remember hating Christian Bale when I found out he was gonna be Batman. Bro, I hated that. I was like mad. And when I seen Batman Begin, I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about his mouth. I don't like his mouth and his voice. I don't like none of that shit either. But
Yeah.
I love the environment, bro. I live in Chicago, so I could see all those locations that they
Damn.
filmed to make the movie. And me being a big fan of the genre, bro, it's escapism like you wouldn't believe. Just coming, man. I hope you get a chance. If you ain't never been here, just come, man. I could show you some great shit. Even if
Damn.
you bring your friends with you, bro. It's fun in the summertime. It's not like everybody trying to make it seem like it just is shy rock. It's about where you put yourself, bro. You put yourself in a bad environment, bad shit tends to happen. But I'm not talking about bad. I'm talking about spectacle. I'm talking about sightseeing. I'm talking about, bro, this is the bridge. This is where Harvey Dent and Commissioner Gordon was in the office where that that replica of Batman was hanging up from the window. I can show you all this. It's dope.
Wow. And they even filmed some. I think it was the third Transformers movie, Dark of the Moon. They filmed it in Chicago.
I can show you the locations, bro. They amazing and they look just like how they look in the movie most of the time.
Damn,
Like
man, I'm
Wayne
jealous.
Enterprise. Yeah, bro. It's exciting, man. If you ever just get bored and you just want some shit to do, man, we forming a good repertoire online. If we could
Yeah,
make some shit happen.
yeah, hell yeah, man. Damn, that sounds interesting, man. To see the locations where they film it and stuff.
Nah, forget just seeing them. Now you can get to come and walk inside of them. Come explore them. Yeah. That's gonna blow your mind when you see that.
Yeah, that's man. And I'm gonna put that on my bucket list for sure.
I mean, yeah, man. That's what it's about, bro. And then trust me, it'll look better too, because you having the following you got. I just I can imagine the look on your face when you go back and see these locations that was in the Transformer films. I know that's gonna mess with you. Man, I'll take you to some dope restaurants. We got Chicago as a pizza place, but we got other shit. So we get
Nice,
into
nice.
that in another conversation.
I'm gonna have to look into that and see what I could plan for that for sure. How you guys get winter? It's real. It snows over there, right, and all that.
Yeah, man. The winter is like my least favorite aspect of Chicago because I spent like 10 years in another state, like in the South. So when I
Man,
came back, my body wasn't immune to the weather and it gets cold, bro. I'm talking about 3 and 4 feet of snow.
damn. Yeah, man, I can't do that. I'm like,
Nah,
nah,
you
man, I'm
don't want
good.
me to, trust me. I'm actually considering moving back when I find, I had a little boy and that's why I came. And I thought, me and his mom was gonna work it out and you know, she
No,
wound
I
up
got
moving on to somebody else. But anyway, yeah, that's the only reason I came back. And once I came, I just stayed. But really, man, I was doing great. I was in another state. I was in college. I was working. Everything was great.
you. Nice, nice. Yeah, man. That's why it's like that's the thing with these movies, man. Like it hits all of us in a different way. That it's to me is just amazing. It's like little things like that. To me, it means a lot. And to some others, it might not. And it's just something about what these movies have done for us. Whether it's the music, whether it's the action, the actors, the actresses, the directing, the story, whatever it is, if that's what you enjoy, that's what you enjoy. And that's what I love about what Zack Snyder did with DC and what Michael Bay did with Transformers. two IPs that I really really love, you know. And it's just it's like you say, I'm very passionate about this because it's what I enjoy, you know. And just like that, seeing everybody that talks in the forums and in the chats and all of where we connect and stuff, it's awesome to see that, you know. It's like
Yeah.
that it just, I don't know what it is about it. It's just it's amazing. It's amazing because we have something that connects us and we unite for, and
Yeah.
it's just our passion.
Yeah, man, we passionate people, you know. Snyder Bros, or you want to call us that, whatever. It ain't just Snyder Bros, because you obviously like other genres of movies too. Like I don't
Yeah,
even know what to call some of the stuff we name, like
I like good movies. That's all. I just like good movies.
quality
And like I
movies.
say, and that's the thing with some James Gunn fans that I'll say, and I'll put it out again. Nothing against James Gunn. It's just I don't like his take on what he's doing with DC. With Marvel and Guardians of the Galaxy, he's awesome. He's great. That's his thing. He's good at that. But he needs to go back to Marvel. Here at DC, things are different. We like a serious, dark, cinematic universe. And don't tell me, oh, well, James Gunn is doing Clayface. That still doesn't justify it. It just doesn't. I am not interested. I still haven't watched, and I'm probably not even going to watch the trailer because I just don't care about it. I don't even think I've seen the newest trailer for Supergirl. I'm not interested. I just don't care anymore. I'm just watching what Zach is doing and what the next Transformers live action is going to be. That's where I stand at, you know. But again, I'm just not interested in what's going on right now, and that's
And I
bad.
thank you for doing that, for putting your stance on that, because I be hearing content creators saying that they don't like it, but then I mean, I'm gonna check out this trailer. Well, why you
Mm-hmm.
watching the trailer if you don't fucking like it? No way. Why are you
Exactly.
supporting him? Don't you realize
Exactly.
every time you watch the trailer, they get views? I'm not giving them no views. I don't care if it's just my
None.
one view. I'm not.
None. I'm just not. Honestly, I have not watched the trailer for Clayface. I don't plan on watching it, and I'm just not interested. Honestly, I really don't care about it. You know, for me to be at that point, that says a lot as a film goer. You know, because it's like you've lost me. You lost me as a fan. Like you're
Hours
not
of your
getting
life.
in. You know, it's like it's just I just don't care about it. Honestly, you know, it's like same thing with the Batman with Matt Reeves. I saw the first one. I saw it. I'll be honest with you. I saw it twice. The first time I was like, this is boring. The second one, I can't make it past probably like 30 minutes. I really can't. Like, I'm like, this movie's boring. Like, it just doesn't do it for me. And I've already seen what Matt Reeves has done. We saw it with Christopher Nolan. If I really want to see a realistic take on Batman, I just watch what Christopher Nolan gave us. You know, the first two for Nolan, awesome. The third movie, The Dark Knight Rises, that movie sucks. But it's because Christopher Nolan was also burnt from it. He was tired. He didn't want to do no more superhero movies, and I can't blame him. I just can't blame him. But the first two, amazing. The third one, it sucked. I just don't like it. I didn't like that Bane. I didn't like what they did with that third final movie. I was like, what the hell is this crap? Honestly, you know, and that's Christopher Nolan we're talking about. But to me, it's just I don't care about that movie honestly, and that says a lot, you know. And just like that, I don't care about the Batman 2. I don't care about Supergirl coming up. I really don't care about Clayface. I haven't watched season 2 of Peacemaker. Don't plan on it. I just don't care anymore. You know, that's why I keep talking about this because there's still a huge demand with this, and people want this, and this is why, like I said, fans like you and everybody's watching or gonna watch this or come across it. That's what motivates me to make these videos. Besides the passion that I have for it, but we need somebody really talking to these studios with professionalism, with common sense, and with courage. You have to talk to them respectfully with courage, and that's what James Gunn fans don't have. They don't have courage and they don't have respect. The more they disrespect you, they feel like they have achieved something. Like literally, there's this one clown I'm going to acknowledge. I won't say his name. Dude literally constantly has to make a video about me. He's probably in here watching. He knows who he is. Don't put his name in the chat. Do not put it. He knows exactly who I'm talking about. This individual will make videos about me, like if he's having a full-on conversation about my opinion. That's how sick that they are. That's how completely out of the mind they are. They will go and record a video acting like he's having a conversation with me to give his point of view. Makes no sense, but that's what they are. They're completely, they're on a different level. I don't even bother with it. You know,
It's
complete,
another guy, Phenomenon. They did that to him. Bro, I seen a
yeah.
video where somebody had the video. They took a picture of Phenomenon. You know, am I saying his name right? Phenomenon?
Uh,
The
Phenom. I think Phenom.
Phenom, yeah. They
Yeah,
took his video and they were saying, man, they was talking about him basically. And I didn't
yeah.
know what I was watching. So don't think it ain't just you, but they out to
No,
get
I know.
Snyder for his period.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's okay because they're gonna lose anyway. And you know what's gonna happen? All these videos they made gonna look weird in about 2 years, maybe a
Mm-hmm.
year. And it's gonna be like,
Yeah,
bro, the consumer interest has spoken because Zach ain't coming just to come back, bro. His numbers gonna look tremendously better than the shit gun and anything gun has been doing. You know, without WB in his back pocket forcing him to make changes and fast paced shit, man, his movie's gonna be crazy. They gonna stand on their own and they gonna make billions, bro.
mm-hmm.
They gonna be big. Justice League 2 gonna be big. It ain't gonna feel like a sequel because he had so much time to perfect it. The
Yeah.
shit that you saying, bro, get ready for it. Man, you finna be in a whole new life, bro. It ain't gonna be we online. We kind of complaining, but man, we gonna have different, way better conversations to have. It's gonna be like, bro, remember the days?
Yeah.
Read them in
Yeah.
weeks, boy.
And once we pass all that, then we're gonna be talking about, yo, are we all watching? Are we all seeing what's happening? We're gonna be talking about, yo, we finally got the Snyderverse restored. Guess what? We're finally about to see Justice League 2 and 3. We're about to see Man of Steel 2. We're about to see, yo, did you see, what did you think of that scene? Oh, I love this part. Oh, but this and that, how it connects with the first one. I love how it connects with the air cut. What? That's what's all
And
coming.
we ain't gonna be rubbing it in no gun people face because we don't
And they
care
know
about.
it.
We
They
gonna
know
be
it.
busy enjoying the movies, bro. We don't care about y'all, and we don't care about trying to rub nothing in your face. That's the true testament of liking something. I don't have
Hmm.
time to bother you because I'm too busy enjoying what I like.
Yeah. And
I
and
don't
look, I'll
go
say this one.
to
I'll say this one more thing. Just like how I have that one, individual, I'll say, because they always like to play the victim. That every time I say something about DC and Snyder, he always wants to go make a video about it. There's also now a new one, but he does it with Transformers. We all know who we're talking about. We don't need to address them. They're both buddy buddies. But now I have to deal with that with Transformers. It's like, what the hell? They're my opinions. The same way that I'm not even watching Clayface, don't watch my stuff. That's it. Like it just it's crazy how some fans could get to the level that they are. And it's wild. And it's like, can we just enjoy what we enjoy? Like, enjoy your moment, but we're enjoying what we like. It's like it's
you know
wild.
what? They gonna keep it behind the computer screen though. You ain't got to worry about
For sure.
this gun people be talking about. They gonna yeah. I'll keep typing, and y'all make
It's
sure
all
y'all
good, bro.
post to make sure it's accurate because we're not toxic, but yeah, yeah, we're not
In
worried
the end,
either.
in the end, both the Snyderverse and the Bayverse are making a comeback. It's incoming. We know that it's incoming. That's literally getting wrapped up and about to be fully announced once Paramount says, "Hey, we officially 100% own WB and the DC IPs." That's it. That involves
It's happening.
everything.
Man. It's happening.
Everything. It's happening. It's happening as we
Ain't no
speak right
matter
now.
if it's going to happen. It's happening. It's
It's
already
happening.
Gun is
It's
on his way. That's why y'all ain't been hearing from Gun. If y'all, anybody listening to this probably waiting for a press release, the man ain't promoting Supergirl. If you ain't noticed
he's
right now,
not. He has
eight
nothing. He
screen 3 reshoots, uh, putting more Cavill. Gun ain't he ain't even talking to people no more. So yeah, it's
mm,
happening.
he knows it. It's happening. You'll see. It's gonna happen, and we're about to find out. We'll see what this week is gonna bring. Tomorrow, Monday, watch. You're gonna start seeing now. They're gonna be talking about it, and the channels that are like with business and stuff like that. You're gonna see. You watch. This week is gonna start being a little bit interesting, as this sale finally happened with Paramount. So yeah, we're gonna start seeing, and of course you're gonna start seeing the shows trying to make fake news of, oh, this sale shouldn't happen, and why they think, because whatever, nobody cares. That's It's a done deal. It's
Nobody
happening.
care about that. The shareholders. Let me ask you: do you got any investments, any ties with
Nah,
Paramount? Like, you know how you can invest in
yeah,
Netflix?
but that's all a straight up. It's all a gamble. It's all a gamble. You know, people like us, it's like the bank. They literally feed off of our money, but in the end, it's the big cats that they're making the big money. The ones in the high up, and yeah, they're the ones that are making the big money. We won't. Yeah, it's pointless.
'Cause I keep noticing the people that's complaining about Netflix, they are people that ain't got stock in
Yeah, they
Netflix. That's
probably
what I'm
have.
saying.
Yeah, I mean, you could buy stock. That doesn't mean nothing, though. You can invest in stock, but that's not. You have to let that thing sit for years for it to actually. It's like crypto. You know, it's the same thing. You know,
But
it's
that's
like
why they want their IPs to be over there. Cause like, well, if we get like, but still, bro, even if it's over there, if Netflix don't do the right thing, it's gonna hurt the brand, and y'all stock is gonna suffer. So
yeah,
the best bet
Netflix
is to be over
stocks
here
have
with
been
us
going
on
down.
Paramount.
Yeah, but that's among them. You know, big shareholders and people on Wall Street. That's where the real investment is at. Like, you really want to talk about, oh, you got stocks, then you have to be in Wall Street, like deep in Wall Street, not just like we're talking about like Christopher Nolan when Bane goes into Wall Street, and they're like, oh, we don't have money here, and he's like, oh, then why are you here? You know,
Right.
it's like, why are you all here? You know, so yeah, that's where the big money is at Wall Street. Not like you can buy a little stock. It doesn't matter. That ain't nothing. You know, you really want to play
Okay,
with the
bro.
big boys. Yeah, you want to be with the high rollers. You got to go up there to New York, to Wall Street. That's where the big money
Right.
is at.
Wall Street, Wolf of Wall Street with it.
Yeah,
I
I'm
done
gonna
held you up long enough, bro. I know you want to get back to your Sunday, man.
yeah, I'm just gonna chill right now and stuff. So
I'm
yeah,
gonna
man.
I'm
It's
gonna
just,
get off this show and enjoy the rest of it, and probably have me whatever else online. I'm gonna enjoy that. Hopefully Snyder post some more shit. So
oh, he'll probably post something. Yeah, and probably not today, but he'll probably post something again. You know, but yeah, man, it's been a good chatting, chilling, hanging out with everybody. We did one
all
yesterday. We did one today. Always awesome. Always awesome.
all right, bro. I'm signing out. Peace.
Yeah, man. But yeah, with that being said, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm about to get going. All that good stuff. And you know, let's see what news comes out, especially with now with this sale that is about to be 100% official. So things are moving forward. I can't wait. We can't wait. And most important, like I told y'all, the motto is no compromising. We will stop at nothing. The studios know it, the executives, shareholders, everybody that's out there knows it. And James Gunn is going to be out. He knows it. His days are coming to an end as CEO of DC Studios, and real change is coming to the studio with a new owner, which is going to be Skydance and Paramount. Things are changing, my friends. Believe in it. Faith, hope, endurance, and be very patient. Nothing happens overnight. Things take time, and especially when it's quality, they take time. And we know that the Snyderverse and the Bayverse are about to get restored. There's no doubting it and denying it. We know it. It's gonna happen. Paramount has already officially announced that we're gonna get another live action Transformers movie. How they do it, what they do, that's them. Once Michael Bay's back, that's it. We won. The Bayformers, the Bayverse is back. And just like that, Zach too will be back. And we already know that he's going to return. Things are changing, my friends, and it's only a matter of time. With that being said, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna catch you on the next one throughout the week. Look out for the videos that I post up and all that good stuff. Till then, stay safe. Enjoy your Sunday. Peace out.